Good morning. Welcome to Sewing Quarter. I'm Natasha McCarthy. Hey, we're over the hump of the week, aren't we? It's Thursday. And welcome. This is what we have coming up for you today. Let's take a look. So 8 a.m., 10% off pre-cuts. Oh yeah, have a bit of that. I'm going to give you all the information for that in just 1 minute. That is for today, and that is off all our pre-cuts that you will find on the website and on our show today. I will give you the code in just 1 moment. Then 9 a.m, Bonjour Cushion with Lucy Brennan. It is super cute. I think modern and sweet is how it's described. And then 10 a.m, we have got loads of different cross stitch for you, everything to suit your fancy there. And then 11 a.m, we've got a forest mountain quilt. Lucy's sewn this. It's lovely, really lovely. It was what was hanging up yesterday in the middle. Now, the Bonjour Cushion is here. This is coming up at 9 o'clock with lovely Lucy. Ta-da! Gorgeous cushions. Really beautiful. That red and that turquoise. Lovely. We've got some nice bundles for you. Now, 11 o'clock is the main quilt over there. It's a big one. It's a really big one. Look at that. It's a whopper. Yeah. Lucy reckons anyone can do that. That's what she said. Anyone. Anyone. Now, today sees... Oh, hang on. No, let's do the website next. So if you would like to head to the website, you can watch there. And that is where we will list everything. Everything. So don't you worry, it's all on there, and you can message the studio from there as well. We like to hear from you. Get your messages in, say good morning or anything else that you'd like to say. And then underneath that, products from today's shows. Well, actually, that's yesterday's. That's going to go. We're going to get new stuff in any second now because it's 10% off pre-cuts. Yeah. And then if you'd like to email us, maybe you've made something stunning with some pre-cuts, share it with us. And that's studio@sewingquarter.com. That's your email. So if you're sending in pictures, we kind of assume that it's okay to show them on air if you sent them in to us. Now. Pre-cuts, 10% off pre-cuts. We rarely do this. We're not a pilot high, sell it cheap kind of a channel. And today we have got 10% off all of the pre-cuts that you will find on the website. The code that you need to use, you use at checkout. Okay, and the code is pre-cut, and then that will automatically take 10% off. Okay, that's off your pre-cuts. So your jelly rolls, your fat quarters, things like that. Now that promotion stops at 7:59 tomorrow morning. If you are in any doubt how to use the code, do give our customer services a call. It's free, they're in the UK, and they're really lovely, and they're there 24/7. And the number for that is 0800 112 4433. Right, that is the housekeeping done. The next thing to tell you about this morning is that in the shops, today we launch our sister magazines. So we have got Today's Quilter. So if you can't be bothered to traipse out to the shops, because actually you'd rather be, sunbathing because it's a nice day, then you can get Today's Quilter. Ta-da! Today's ta-da. And look, it comes with graph paper. This is really handy so that you can make out your own blocks, an inch grid. Very nice. So that is what you'll get with Today's Quilter. If you want to just pop that in so that it comes with everything else that you order today, $5.99, pop it in your basket. Next one to show you, we'll go through them a little bit more slowly, but you should see my desk over there. Jam-packed it is. Simply Sewing. And this one is the brand new one out today. And this again, $5.99. So if you just fancy, seeing what's in the new editions. In fact, this has got Joe Carter's. Has this got her pig in? I think it might have. We'll have a look. So this is just launched this month, and you are getting a lovely dress pattern with it. Beautiful. Beginner, intermediate sewers, got you covered there. And then Love Patchwork and Quilting. Oh, I might need another stand. We've got a lot going on here. Here we go. And this is a market leader, let me tell you, in modern quilting. Really beautiful, and you are getting how to do a quilt in a weekend with Lucy Brennan's in here. So at least 20 projects going on in there. all sorts of goodies in there. They are our magazines, and you can add those to your basket so you don't have to actually go anywhere to get them. They will just happily arrive with the rest of your order. Now, look at this. This is the percent, 10%. We did this morning, look at that. Ta-da! This is Denise Schmidt. Well, her fabrics, not actually her, obviously. This is her fabrics. The price on your screen is the full price. So you will take off £11. What's that going to be? £101.69. That's what you will pay when you use the code precut. But you do have to use that code precut. If you're in any doubt, again, give us a call, 0800 112 4433. So this is Denise Schmidt. She is the one that brings us, you know, the 5-inch squares, all in rainbow, and you get sort of 100 of them. That's Denise Schmidt. She knows her colours, she knows her fabrics. This is one of Lucy's favourites, and Lucy's husband's favourites as well. So it's nice retro colours going on through here. So if this is your thing, then here they all are. Fabulous, oh, there's a bit of fluff on there. Fabulous quality, lovely quality, the colours that you can find, and 10% off. So £101.69 is all you will pay for all of these. Now you're getting 29 in here. What does that work out a fat quarter, Producer Paul? It's like it's just a smidge over £3, isn't it? A fat quarter. So we've got 29. Yeah, you see, that's a good price, very good price for your Denise Schmidt. Lovely. So if you've been eyeing any of our pre-cuts up and thinking, yeah, do you know what, I would really love some of these, then today is the day. Make that decision. Go for it. Go for it. Like I say, this promotion will end at 8 o'clock tomorrow, or 7:59 tomorrow morning. So you're getting or as Producer Paul says, until stocks last. While stocks last. Yeah, you know what I mean. So that is our Denise Schmidt. What a lovely way to start. Some gorgeous colourways in there. She's very bold with colour. I really like that. These are colours that I wouldn't necessarily have put together myself because that's not my area of expertise. It is hers and it all works beautifully. That you've got these pinks here, which is then in that one. And then you've also got those rich oranges all going through. 3 of you have just added it to your basket. Well done. You do need to check out. That is the only way to guarantee your order. So if you're new to us today and you've just joined us, we're getting lots of emails in from new people all the time. A lot of you have found us on Facebook first and gone, oh, what's this page all about? Is there a channel or something that goes with it? Yes. Hello, here we are. And welcome in today, 10% off pre-cuts. Now, the other big one that we've got here is your Tania Whelan. Beautiful. Use your code. Pre-cuts is your code. Here we go. Love this. This is the Gazebo collection. Absolutely stunning. And it's, oh, look at the price. So £89.99. That will come up as £80.99. Happy days. Very nice. And you're getting 23 fat quarters in there. Everybody does like a saving, Producer Paul. You're so right. But what also is so pretty about this, you've got your spots, you've got your stripes, you've got your ditzy florals, you've got those chintzes, and then you've got this really stunning fabric here. We had this on yesterday in 1/2 meters. It's so popular, and I'm not surprised because this is what the collection is named after, is the Gazebo one. It's beautiful, isn't it? Really beautiful. And you've got this in basically 3 or 4 different colors, 4 different colorways, 3 different colorways, 3. So you've got it in the blue, you've got it in the turquoise, you've got it in grey. No, you've got it in the pink as well. You've got it in 4. That's right. Shouldn't doubt myself. There we go. And so that will be a smidge over £80 when you use your code. It'll be £80.99. Yes. Beautiful. Today's the day. Today is the day. Producer Paul said if he woke up on a Thursday morning and someone said that he could have 10% off the things that he really loves, he'd be so happy. How many new suits would you buy, Producer Paul? Because he likes his suits. It's like 1 or 2, 1 or 2, you know. Beautiful. So a collection here. The colours work. You've got your stripes, your spots, your chintzes, and your feature fabrics in there, and that is going to be coming to you for £80.99. That's all right, isn't it, for 23? Now, what are we loving? Oh yes, now our magazines. Now, I had a good look through these magazines, and it was in Today's Quilter, yes. And the front one, now it's not 10% off magazines, I should point that out. It's just that these are out in the shops today for you to grab. But look at this. This is by Pam and Nikki Lintott. And if you wanted to recreate that stunner, you will need a 12-piece fat quarter set. Now, here we go. You will need 23 fat quarters, so you'll need two 12-piece fat quarter sets. Now, we recognise this fabric because, it's this! It's these! It's these! It's these very ones. This is your Amy Butler, £42.29 is what this will come out as. And you can get it, you could get two of them and make that quilt, that very quilt, that showstopper one that's on the front of the magazine with all of your instructions as to how to make it. You can get it. You can get it. Look at this. So if you've well, you may not have known that you've always wanted this because the magazine is here. But you see, look, you can see that one there where my finger is. It's that fat quarter. It's that very one. There it is. Ta-da! So you would need two of these if you want to make that quilt and the magazine, and off you go. That is very exciting for me, and you take 10% off. Now let me just show you, because in the magazine, now if you've ever worked with any of Pam and Nikki Lintott's designs, then you'll know how very easy they are to follow, how very good they are at all of their instructions. That's why they've sold, what, 35,000 copies of their books? But it does give you step by step. So this will give you a good idea of how our magazines work if you put one of these in your basket. Pop the fabric in at 10% off. There they go. They're mother-daughter combo. There they are. And you can be making it. Look at those stunning colours. And it's this fat quarter set. Let's have a look, actually, let's have a look at this one because it's a bit of a stunner. It's a very unusual fabric piece. Look, love that. So just use your code, pop two in your basket, use your code, pop the magazine in, and there it is. £42.29. You'll need two of those in your basket. 10% off is what you're getting today. That's just one of them. So then, and you only need 23, so you've got a spare fat quarter, and I'm sure you probably won't use all of every single one. So you've always got stuff in your stash. We like stuff in our stash, and here it is. Yeah. Oh, do you know what? It's the tones of this, isn't it? It's the purples and the blues. Let me show you this as well. So about £3.52 a fat quarter with your shaving. That's all right, that is. For designer fabric, great quality designer fabric. This range was inspired by Amy Butler's travels through India. And you can really start to see it. Yeah, it's because we saw this one. I was like, hang on, I've seen that. I know that fabric. I know it, I know it. And here it is. It's a stunner. I love that one. So just make sure that you've popped it in your basket. You've checked out, because a lot of you going for this morning, while three of you have just added it in, just while we speak. Where was the other? Oh, yeah, look. This swathe of pink and blue there. It's that one. It's that one. There you go. There you go. So pop that in. If you are having, just give us a call. If you're confused in any way, give us a call. I know it's always different when we're on a promotion. You've got to put a code in. Yeah, oh, it's all beautiful. So here it is. Here's the details for today. All pre-cut fabrics today with code pre-cut. Save 10%. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Please do make the most of this today. We don't do this very often. It's an absolute joy. Now, we've got Denise Schmidt, we've got Tania Whelan, we've got Amy Butler. It's all in there. It's all, oh yes, this was my percentage, wasn't it? Oh yeah, they're actually in there. They are the images. Those very two, in fact. There you go. Spot the fabric. There you go. They are our circles. There you go. This is my version. You can tell who was paying attention in the meeting this morning, can't you? La, 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 la. Right. Okay. Next up. £35.99 with your saving. Comes on a piece of cardboard. It's like a platter of fabrics. These are your dark red and cream fat quarters. This is very, very traditional, very lovely. Look at that. And you have got 10 in here. And the colours go beautifully together. So maybe you've got some of like the Devon County fabrics. This would work beautifully with that. So if you're going for that traditional look, this is a really lovely, lovely way to go. That mix of your reds and your creams. And these are really lovely rich reds. And you're getting this on 10% off as well today. Happy days. There you go. Here they all are. Great value there for 10 of these. And you take 10% off, which is just superb. I think they even come on this, which is very unusual. But it saves me having to organise it. Yeah, it does come all packaged so that you can then just have it there. £35.99. That's this one. This one. You want this one opened up? Oh, there we go. Look at this. Ta-da! Beautiful. How lovely is that? Ever so pretty. So if you love a top quality fabric, then you're going to really enjoy working with these. £35.99. Very lovely. This fat quarter pack has always been popular, and I think it's going to absolutely soar today with 10% off. A bit like temperatures soaring. Yeah. And beautifully displayed as well, so you can really see. It is quite new, isn't it? It's only just launched a couple of weeks ago. John launched it this month. And there it is. This is a classic. Everyone should have something like this in their stash, shouldn't they? So you've always got those classic colours. Fabulous. £39.99, take 10% off that. But you do have to use the code PRECUTS, and this is an offer that we've got while stocks last and until tomorrow morning, 7:59. Let's go this way. Because as you can see over here, I've got even more. Let's start off. Oh, the Amy Butler design roll. Should we go with this one? This is Amy Butler, yes. Yes, it is Soulmate. Let's have a look at this one. Now, this is limited. I don't have a huge amount of this. It will come to you like this. God, the fluff in the air. Whew. Excuse me. It's gone right up my nose. $44.99 with your code. You can't, you see, you've got to love a pre-cut, haven't you? Oh, this is just such a beautiful, beautiful colour combination. You've got navies in there. You've got light blues, you've got pinks, you've got turquoise, you've got an acid green in there as well. Some lovely purples. There we go. But you've got some geometrics, you've got your florals, and there it comes all through here. Oh, this is the It Takes Two. This is one of my favourite ones. You've got it in 3 different colourways in this jelly roll. Beautiful. Now, it might be that you've got some of Pam and Nikki Lintott's award-winning books, because they love to do quilts with jelly rolls, with pre-cuts. And so maybe you've had your idea, you had your eye on some of these, and you've been thinking, oh, well, what could tempt me? What could 10% off? That would tempt me. Happy days. Oh yeah, there we go. I used these to make some flowers, and they were so pretty because you've got, there we go, you've got all sorts of different colourways coming through. Yee, look at these. There you go, that's the, look at, can I show you that one? Hang on, which one's camera 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, hang on, oh, that one up there. Oh, hello, camera 6. There you go. No, oh, there you go. Where are you now? Which one are we on? Anyone? Pick a camera, any camera. Limited on this one. Look at that. It's the peacocks. It's the It Takes Two peacocks. Beautiful. Well, you learn something new every day, don't you? So we are limited on this one. If you would like it, pop it in. There you go. We have 7 of these left. So if you've been thinking about this, Producer Paul, didn't we have this in a quilt the other day? And didn't it sell out incredibly quickly? So if you missed out on that, I can't remember for the life of me which one it was, why not save a £5 and grab it today? Watch the show back, bosh, off you go. You're good to go. Oh, it was with Joe Carter, wasn't it? And we had the Joel Dewberry, and we had this one, and this one sold out in minutes. Minutes, it was gone. But we are limited. I've got 7 of these left. Oh, it comes like that. And once it's open, it's open. I'm just looking at this thinking, oh, oh. Floor manager Chris is in. He's on cameras today. And he's just looking going, ha, I'm on cameras. I don't have to try and roll that back up again. I can see that smug look. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Oh, sorry, makeup made a mess. Now, Joel Dewberry, we launched some of his brand new fabrics yesterday, but this has always been a winner. Joe Carter absolutely loved this. She did it with your code £40.49. Oh, that's good, isn't it? 10% off. What I love about this are all of the different colours in here. So you can make this spring-like, you can make it summery, you can make it for boys, you can make it for girls, you can make it a mixture. You've got pinks, you've got purples, you've got oranges, you've got greys, you've got aquas. You have got all sorts in there. You've got geometrics, you've got florals, you've got the lot in there, and there are 40 strips. So if you love your Joel Dewberry, and I know that you do, what better excuse than 10% off? I love, this is one of my favourite ones of his. Really beautiful. £40.49 with your code. So just over £1 a strip. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. And do you know what? You haven't had to spend time cutting it, have you? None of that. It's all done, ready for you to go. A third of this stock is all... It's the trouble with the jelly rolls, lots of fluff comes off it. Who was it said they get a lint roller before they open it and just roll it over the top or hoover it before they open it? That's sensible. That's sensible. We should do that here. Just hoover our fabrics. But yeah, that's a great way to stop the fluff. But look at it. It's a thing of beauty. Adele in Cambridgeshire says, morning, Tash. Love to catch a few minutes of sewing quarter before work. Enjoy your knowledge and enthusiasm. Well, thank you, Adele. That's very, very kind. Shame you've got to go to work, isn't it? But make the most of this. If you get like a sneaky 5 minutes at home, have a quick look on the internet, on Tinternet, and see if you want to use our 10% off. One more design roll. Ooh. We've got 5 of these. This is from the, I want to say True Colours, which works with, in conjunction with, your Hello Love range. So, price $47.69. Yes, with your code. I'm gonna, if you want this, please do grab it. Beautiful colours. If you have any of the Hello Love collection, which was her sort of 60s musically inspired range, then these colours are from the same palette as well. So that means that you can mix and match through and make the most of your stash, can't you? Hey, I tell you what, it looked nice as a border on Lucy's quilt, wouldn't it? Some of these. Just looking at these greens going, oh yeah. Now, you've got sort of a rainbow of different colours, different designs, all sorts going on. Now, I've got a few more to lay out. I love these. This is how I lay them out when I get a design roll. Once I've sort of stroked it a bit and gone, oh, I'm sorry, I've got to open you. $47.69. Then I get my ironing board out, my super big ironing board, and I lay them all out so that I can see what colours I've got. We have used this a lot in quilts. Actually, we've used this whole collection an awful lot in quilts. What's that rogue one there doing? Get back with your pair. So you're getting, I think it's 2 of each in here. There we go. Beautiful, there it is. Ta-da! I love these ones. I'm always drawn to those ones. And these ones. Yeah. Love that. So don't pay $52.99 today. No, 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 no. Take yourself a sneaky 10% off. Treat yourself. It's nearly the end of the week. If you can't enjoy yourself on a Thursday, when can you? There's no good way, is there, to pick that up and make that look attractive? Now, Boston Commons. It's the one with the hearts. Left hand. Further. Oh, where I've just put. Oh, down here. Oh, sorry, I didn't even look down there. It's Spot the Fabrics. They've even put codes out for me, not that I can see all these. Now, Boston Commons is $37.99. No, no, no. It's £34.19. This is inspired by some of the oldest parks in Boston Commons. And so they've got a nice sort of yesteryear feel to them. So again, oh, maybe mix these through with the reds that we had earlier. They'd go nicely, wouldn't they? And here it is. There you go. A lovely collection here, $37.99. Take your 10% off. That £34.19. We are, of course, relying on producer Paul and his calculator this morning. But he's doing a grand job. Yeah. There we go. He's very good at percentages, is producer Paul. Look at these. They're fab, aren't they? So if you, and then again, a nice mix there with some of your oranges. It's not too bright. It's lovely coming through. So that is our Boston Commons. We've got a couple of these actually. So maybe you want to get more of the collection and work them through. There you go. I've got to speed up because we're halfway through. Cave, we don't want to go through the rest of the Boston Commons then for now. Okay, which cave? Oh, I'm going to go the first one by me, which is NQRW08. Got it. Cave, 10% off. What's going on? What? Oh, £38.69. Yes. This is the peacock. You know I'm crazy for a peacock. Look at these. Just stunning. So make the most of this offer today. This doesn't come along very often. Look at these, aren't they stunning? The colours in here I absolutely adore. Look at that. So if you are someone that loves these purples, the blues, little hint of green going on in there, actually that would work through with your Amy Butler as well, wouldn't it, if you wanted to mix and match? Yeah. Beautiful. $42.99. Alison in Bedfordshire says, morning, day off work due to sickness, so I get to watch the whole show and probably spend a fortune, says Alison in Rushden. Oh, that's very close to my in-laws. Get well soon. A bit of retail therapy helps. $38.69 for Kaffe. It's better than any medicine, isn't it? Absolutely. Let's stick with Kaffe then for me. There we go. Obviously, you know, I'm not a doctor, so I can't actually claim that it's, you know, medically proven. But I always feel better after a good shop. Right, okay. That's that Kaffe. Let's have a look at the next Kaffe. Green one. Your code is BNRW17. Yeah, these are your greens. Ooh, look at these. Now, 38.69 again. The joy of Kaffe is you can start to buy as many different varieties as you like. There will be colours that work. So even if you've already got the peacock and maybe you're thinking of expanding, add in your greens. There will be greens that go with it. Love green and purples together. But what you're getting here are 10 beautiful fat quarters. Well, you see, look, you've got, case in point, loads of purples there. So if you wanted to mix it through, oh, I thought you might like this with Producer Paul. Look at these. Purples, greens. Love this. Love this. Really stunning, eye-catching. So you've got a bit of your floral. You've got spots. You've got so much going on here. Lots and lots to play with. I need to show you this because it's beautiful. This has always been one of my favourite ones. Yeah, I know you like this one, Producer Paul. Look at that. Look at that. Producer Paul used to work in jewellery, and every time it's like a geode. Whatever that is. I stopped doing... What is a geode? Oh, he says it'd take too long to explain. Really? Oh, we've got an hour. It's fine. I think it takes longer to make a geode, doesn't it? Like several million years. Here we go. So if you'd like your greens, do make sure that you're making the most of this 10% off. Happy days. Which ones are you going for? Now, don't forget that this is off on our website as well. So if you've got pre-cuts that you've seen on the website, we can only fit so much into an hour. Oh, we've got to crack on. Right, okay. Right, now then, shall we go with this one then? This is code number MHRW52. MHRW52, here we go. Now this is Amy Butler again. So, if you wanted to do the quilt that we found in the book, M for mother, HRW52. Yep, got it? We've got 11 of these, but these are the same collection, just different colourways that we had that quilt in the book, so in the magazine rather. So if you wanted to get that, but in a different colourway, 42.29, you'd need two of them because you need 23 fat quarters. You're getting 12 here, you'd have one left over. But if you wanted that quilt, hang on, let me show you. Wait there, you have a look at that for a second. That quilt in that colourway. Ba 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 ba. Whee! Yeah, it's just a different colourway. So we've already shown you that colourway. We've got that exact colourway if you want that one. But if you want it in these colours, then you need to get this one. Does that make sense? Oh, and the magazine, which is today's quilter, out today. And you can get that from us. I like that we've started doing that. You don't have to traipse to the shop and hope we've still got it in stock. No, get it from us. Here we go. So that's what it looks like. $46.99, take 10% off. Treat yourself. Do it, treat yourself. I know we're going fast, but there's a lot. I want you to see, because we have such a huge range. Now, TCRW10, if we're sticking with Amy Butler. Now, this matches the design roll that I had for you from Amy Butler. So if you wanted to get these in fat quarter form, I've got 10 of these and that's it. Okay, so limited on this one, but if you love the strips, maybe you've had the jelly rolls, $44.99 with your code, then here it is. And my personal favourite, this one, the bone coloured, it takes two. Ra-da-da-da. Beautiful. So, you need to grab it now. $49.99 and take your 10% off that. That's just one of them. So make the most of it. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And this we had the matching jelly rolls. So it depends what you're loving today. But do make the most of the money off today. Like I say, this is not something that we do very often. I don't want you missing out on any of this today. You see, if ever you were to have a sick day, today's the day. Now, where should we go? Oh, spot of Moda. I don't have a code for it though. Right, won't worry about that one then. Do you want a bit more Kaffe? Kaffe you up, right. It is RAR, R-A-R-W 27. Oh, now this is a house. If you're looking outside, thinking how beautiful and spring-like it is, and sunny, this is the one. This is the one. If you're using your code, £38.69 for Kaffe. Are you ready for a bit of psychedelic Kaffe? Ta-da! He did come on the channel. He came on for 2 hours on the 10th of August last year. And you know what, Producer Paul? I think he's coming back this year. Yes, I think so. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell anyone. I'm not. Good job I haven't told anyone. No one heard. Everyone's too busy being dazzled by this beautiful fabric. Never tell me a secret. I'm rubbish at keeping them. No, never ever tell me secrets. Right, here we go. It was just a rumour that I heard. Can I get away with that? Yeah? There. Everyone, no, yeah, no, let's just move away from that topic. Anyway, if you would like to get some beautiful Kaffe fabrics, here they are, looking beautiful together. Ah, love them. Right, £38.69 with your code. I cannot stress this enough. This is just for 24 hours. Please do make the most of this. More Kaffe, more Kaffe. KNRW 28, yeah. 28, yeah. Ah, yeah, that one. That's the one. Now, again, £38.69, and here we go. If you love your reds, if you love those warm colours, then here they are for you in fabulous Kaffe Fassett style. Man's a genius with colour. Absolutely adore it. There you go. If you would like this, then today you will get 10% off. Did I mention that 10% off today? Did I? Did I? Oh, these are the zigzaggedy ones. These are funny ones because they'll be happily zigzagging along and then suddenly it stops. It's brilliant. Yeah, this is just one of them. Oh, have we got a stock warning after this? My word. Today is the day where you do have to make the most of checking out your baskets with what you want, because I don't want anybody missing out today. Here we go. Let's pop these all together. So we've had a lot of Kaffe. That's good. Stock warning. Come on, stock warn me up, Producer Paul. What's going on? Stock warning. With the Amy Butler design roll, this one. Here we go. This is utterly beautiful. £44.99. There they are. 44. Over 3 left if everybody checks out. Now, don't forget, we also have this in fat quarter form. So if you want this, or if actually you want it in fat quarters, your code for your fat quarters was TCRW10 for that in fat quarters. That in fat quarters. If everybody checks out, we are running very, very, very low. Right. Oh, can I go down the front here? Love these. This is WIRW 57 in some beautiful, beautiful colourways. Yeah. Anna Maria Horner. Hang on, she's only just launched this. This is the one. This is the one I love in here. £42.74. Ah, look at that. This is the one with the birds in as well, not this actual fabric. Yeah, oh, Producer Paul's like, show the birds, forget that one, show the birds. Gotta have some birds. Anna Maria Horner, of course, also a friend of the show. Here we go. Ba-da-da-da. There, look at that. It's brilliant. The colours are bright and bold, the designs as ever, stunning. So beautiful, unusual florals, very stylised. There is another one in here, Producer Paul. I'm getting there. Look at the colours. Look at the colours in here. So £42.74. There are some beautiful florals in here. Is this the bird one that you wanted me to show? This one. This is Producer Paul's favourite one. It's so unusual. Look at the colourways on that. Look at that. So take your 10% off your $47.49. The price shown on your screen is full price. You then take 10% off. But there it is. Right. Let's pop those together. But that, we've only just had this in. We've really not had this for very long at all, and already 10% off. So if you love your Anna Maria Horner, then grab it. Grab it now. Don't miss out. Next one is from the same range. Anna Maria Horner again, as we're there. Let me give you the other option in colorways is PKRW02, Producer Paul. So, Lucy, there's your birds again, 42.74 with your code. You get a couple of the bird ones here. You get it in 2 different colorways with this. Let me spin that around. Yeah. Oh no, I've got to show you this one as well, because look at this one. Wow, love it. Just beautiful. You see, you could almost just frame that, couldn't you? It's beautiful. As a thing of beauty, it's just there, isn't it? Gorgeous, vibrant colours. Absolutely stunning. I don't know how she does it. It's just, I really do take my hat off to these designers. They just come up with the most exquisite fabric. Look at that. Oh, the most exquisite fabrics. Love it. Oh, look, there's another bird one there. So if you would love these, this is just another colourway of the Anna Maria Horner Sweet Dreams collection. $47.49, no. $42.74. That's where that's coming in at. Lots of you adding that to your basket. Good. Make the most of it. Don't miss out. Now let's have a look at the Joel Dewberry Avalon. Hang on, we've only just had this in like the last couple of weeks. This one, it's a whopper. How many? 24? We had, look at these colours. They are just beautiful. The price is $83.69. What an amazing saving. Saving over £9 today. We had this by the half metre yesterday. It was very popular. Incredibly popular. Don't miss out on this. The thing with Joel Dewberry is he is an he's American. He's an amazing graphic artist as well, and I think that really comes through with his prints. Oh, I don't know where to go with all these colours. They're just superb. Now, let me pop that there. That one went with that one. All sorts of different colours going on here, but you're getting a huge amount in here, so it's sometimes quite difficult to lay out. Here we go. You do get a variety of colourways down here as well, which is rather nice. There you go. Imagine that as a massive, great big quilt. It would be stunning. So saving over £9 today. Gosh, not over £90. Should have been over £90. It isn't today. $83.69 today with your discount code. That was nearly awkward, wasn't it? Whoops. So if this is his latest range, freshly released. So if you love all these colorways, then you go for it. You treat yourself. You deserve it. I'm sure you've been well behaved. And if you haven't, then why start behaving now, quite frankly? Judith's Fancy. Yes, if we fancy a spot of Judith's Fancy, let's go there. With the producer Paul just says, it's the pineapple head one. Yeah. He's right. Jennifer Paganelli, she is, she's a very well-renowned, I've got the QPRW38. You'll see the folk art influence coming through. She's got some of her art as an artist displayed in folk museums. But with this collection, this is Judith's Fancy 11-piece fat quarter. So in here, $44.95, but I love the brushstroke painty effect that you get with hers. Very beautiful. This isn't the pineapple head one, that's the other one. We've got two different versions of these. There it is. It is 11, feels an odd number. Well, obviously 11 is an odd number. It's like I want one there. But this is how they come. Can I show you this one? Because we had this in a bag kit and it was really beautiful. So not only do you get the painty effect ones, but you also get really striking designs like this. So there's a lovely mixture going on in this collection. Bright, bold, vibrant colours, that beautiful mix of your aquas and pinks. She doesn't shy away from colour, does Judith Paganelli. So if you want this one, and this has got your pineapples in as well. Your classical symbol of welcome, actually, when you see that on someone's gate posts. Something like that. Right, okay, next one up. Do you want to have the other Judith's Fancy? Yes, yes, yes. This is really one where I would possibly go for both, so you get more of the full collection. So with your discount, $44.95. Look, you get this gorgeous regal design in beautiful different colours. I'm going to open this up because, yes, I'm opening it up, Producer Paul, because you know which one I want you to open up. Yes, there it is. Producer Paul's mind, possibly the greatest fat quarter ever developed, ever. He really loves this one. It's apps ever, ... ever. It's really taken his fancy. Judith's Fancy. We should rename it Paul's Fancy. There you go. So you get that, a few pineapples in there as well. This is why I would get both fat quarter bundles with this one. Beautiful. Frida Kahlo, is that who it reminds you of? There you go. Producer Paul's famous women in history lesson. Right, let's have a look at the next one. I'm speeding through because I've got, what? We've got how much? What? Frantically running out of time. Okay. Which way? Oh, I haven't done this one. CMRW47. Heather Bailey. Now we had this in the design roll, but what about having it in your fat quarters? 20 of these. 20 of these. Let's have a look at this price. $67.49. Yeah, fabulous saving today. It is for today and today only, for 24 hours only. So make the most of it. It's one of those things, you know, why wouldn't you? If you've been hankering after some of these fabrics for a little while, you deserve it. What better excuse than the fact that it's on a fabulous offer? Did you need an excuse? If you didn't, just go for it anyway. There you go. Don't miss out on it. $67.49. Yes, yes. I like. Fabulous. All right. I should probably... Oh, the anthologies. Right, you have a look at that while I tidy this up. Now, that is H&R W57. Yes, it is indeed. Now, with the anthologies, you're getting an ombre effect, but a textured ombre effect. So if you can see just even from the front there, that's your ombre. £40.49 there. I'm trying to tidy up as quickly as I can possibly go. There we go. Now, with the anthology range, that is kind of the premise that we've got here, is that I'm going to take one out here, the top one out here. But they're all textured, so each one is going to be slightly different, which I really love. So these make great mixers and blenders, really lovely, because if you don't have the exact colour, it doesn't matter, because look, you've got almost a marbly effect going on through there. So very beautiful, lovely organic, beautiful feel and flow to the fabric, and mixes in a treat. Now that is kind of your warm reds through to pinks, well, sort of your peaches. Now, marvellous. Let's go for your pinks. Okay, got it. And I can lay these out a little bit. So this is your ombre. Look how beautiful these are. And you can really start to see how each one is going to be different. £40.49. Really, really pretty. So mix these through with your florals. Give the eye a rest. Or just use them in their own glory. Look at that. Looks like a colour swatch, doesn't it? The hard work has been done for you. So all you need to do is crack on and use them, which is really lovely. We haven't had the anthologies in for that long, have they? And every now and then we add a new colourway in. I'm going to go with the yellow one next. Producer Paul's way ahead of me. We limited on it. Again, £40.49 on this one with your discount. But here they are. Again, this might not still be in quite the same order. But, hey, look. Oh, this is the one that we like to show. Look at that. Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? So if you've got oranges and yellows, and they can be sometimes quite hard, it gives you an abstract, watery feel with these. So 12 pieces in here, 12 fat quarters. Okay, we're going on to the next one. Okay, sorry, running out of time, people. Right, let's have a look. Ding, ding, ding. Just want to give you, as much option, as many an option. JXRW72, only 2 of these, so if you want this, you are going to have to be very, very quick. £40.49, I only have 2. So it is going to be first come, first serve. Yes, this deal goes on for 24 hours, but it is only until stocks last. Oh, look at that one. Gorgeous. Right, next one. I've done most of them over this side, apart from this one with no code. Should we go over there then? Oh, no, hang on. No. I've got more Boston Commons over here. Right. I've shown you one of the Boston Commons. Like, again, there is that yesteryear feel to this collection in terms of its colourways and its design. £34.19. Here it is. Very lovely. There's lots of scope for use with this one. I love this. Look at the beautiful colours. Is that the right? Do you want the code for it? Code for it is RAC. Sorry, that was the wrong code from Producer Paul there. He says apologies. Oh, no, hang on. ZHRW06. It's got 2 different codes on it. It's very confusing. There we go. That's the right one. There you go. Your Designer's Essentials Boston Commons 9-piece fat quarter set. Okay. Right. Let's go. We've got some more over there. Oh, I should put my trainers on this morning, shouldn't I? Okay, so Schmidt, 10% off Denise Schmidt. We have got a whopper bundle here for you. Denise Schmidt actually came to my attention firstly for her use of colour, just in terms of the intensity of colour and how she placed it, actually just in rainbow form, just in plains. So it was lovely to see when when we managed to get our hands on this fabulous piece. Now, this should be £112.99, but today £101.69. So there's a retro vibe and feel going through here. Lucy Brennan, when she used this in a quilt the other day, said that actually her husband, unasked for, was very complimentary about it. And I think he liked it because of the colourways and because it wasn't overly girly. Fab. One of the most popular things of the hour is the dark red and cream fat quarters. Beautiful quality here. Oh, beautifully splayed. It even comes, I think, on the card, so you can just have it there to really have a little feel of it. Let me fold this out for you so that you can have a gorgeous look here. So $35.99. 8 of you have it in your baskets. Please check out those baskets. You know the drill. You know the drill. If it's just sat in your baskets, we cannot guarantee it. Please check out your baskets. Should have been $39.99. Take your 10% off at checkout. If in doubt, give us a call, 0800 112 4433. Now, Tania Whelan next, a just unashamedly pretty and feminine collection with the gazebo collection. Tania Whelan you will very often see in your sort of homes and gardens type magazine. And it is so pretty. £80 and 99 pence. You've got your greys, your pinks, your aquas and your blues in there. So you've got 4 different colourways to play with in there. You've got your chintsies, your stripes, your spots, beautiful. And of course the gazebo feature fabric that is part of that. Now I've also got Amy Butler here. Now this was in the magazine that I showed you first off that's just out today. Really stunning. If you wanted this for the quilt that is in the magazine, so if you've bought the magazine, you would need 2 packs because it takes 23 fat quarters, but it is exactly these fat quarters that they've used. So 42.29, and you would need 2. So if you're multi-buying on this, please do make sure that you check out. Inspired by her trips around India, gorgeous. There they are. So remember, this lasts until 7:59 tomorrow morning. It's on all our pre-cuts. We've shown you as many as we possibly can this morning. But my word, there are so many more on the website. And this does apply to all of our pre-cuts on the web as well. So take a few moments, peruse at your leisure. Remember that it's until stocks last or until 7:59 tomorrow. Lucy Brennan is here after the break with a little change of pace with a Bonjour Cushion. See you in a moment.
Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love.
We have an exclusive offer for you today with 10% off all pre-cut fabric. From stunning design rolls to fat quarter packs, you can pick your favourite pre-cut fabric and receive 10% off with the code PRECUT. Delve into designer brands like Amy Butler, Anna Maria Horner and Tania Whelan, or simply finish off that project with a selection of pre-cut solids. But be quick, as this offer only lasts until 8 AM on the 20th of April. So why not stock up those pre-cut treats you've been meaning to buy and enjoy 10% off today with the discount code PRECUT.
Hi, I'm Tilly Rose and here are my 3 top tips. The first would be to actually be in the moment. Allow yourself to be surrounded by all those lovely fabrics and cloth and thread, and just take time out. Enjoy your stitching, whether that's machine embroidery or free motion or slow stitching. Just allow yourself to connect with the thread and cloth and you'll enjoy the projects much more. So my second tip would be to allow yourself to go wrong. Give yourself permission to make mistakes, because we all learn from our mistakes. I've been sewing for a very, very long time and I still make loads and loads of mistakes. But that's okay, because you can use those small little pieces in other projects later on down the line. But it's good, it's okay. So my third tip would be quite simply, break all the rules. If you want to experiment with different threads or different fabric, you might have read in a pattern or something that maybe you shouldn't do that, I would say, yeah, break the rules. And that's how you learn to allow your creativity to come through in your designs.
Throw kisses to the misses as we bring you a brand new stylish jacket pattern, the McCall's Mrs. Jacket. On Sunday, the 22nd of April at 8 AM, Amanda Wyatt is in the studio sharing her tips and tricks with you to make this wearable and comfy piece in some utterly divine crepe fabrics. This daywear jacket can be tweaked to perfection. Add flared sleeves, extend the jacket to skim you at mid-length, or crop it at the hip. From maroons to powder blue, we've put together a selection of linings and crepes to suit your outfit choice. So be sure to watch Amanda's jacket making workshop on Sunday, the 22nd of April at 8 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
Welcome back. Have you made the most of your 10% off pre-cuts? You need to use the code pre-cuts. Now a change of pace. We're going to make this lovely cushion here. This has come out of this book, Quilt Petite. So that's the make today. This is the book that it's come from. We'll get to that in just one moment. Let me show you the bundles with which you can make it. So if you want to make it exactly as Lucy has here in the lovely red and the teal, this is from the Katie Jane collection. It's a classic, absolute classic. Now $27.99, you're getting 3 meters of fabric. Bargain. Here's your red spot on, and then this, this is probably one of my favorite fabrics ever. Just love it. Katie Jane is unashamedly pretty. Now, you're getting, this is ivory, I think, in here. But then look, we've got that fabulous Osnaburg. It is Osnaburg, yes, which is what always absolutely flies out. Look at the beautiful natural flecks in there. Lovely, lovely to work with. And so you are getting 3 meters of fabric, half a meter of each. It's a whopper. It's a whopper. We're making this. Look, look. Out of those fabrics. This is the Osnaburg in there. You've got little ivory legs. We haven't had much sun. You know, what can I say? Now then. I can't say it wasn't me, can I? Everyone saw. Sorry, just breaking things. Now, maybe you fancy a little spot of art gallery fabric with Maureen Cracknell as the designer. Lucy loves this. In fact, I don't think she actually knew we had this on the show, or she would have insisted on it. She said because she hadn't made it out of this one, she was just going to stroke the fabric for an hour. But we said maybe we could make something. So again, you're getting 3 meters of fabric. Again, you've got your ivory in there, you've got your Osnaburg, and you've also got your vintage blue, and you've also got your papaya spot on, which is fab. Lucy, do you need some more scissors? Some little scissors? We can get you some little scissors. There we go. So that is your other option, $29.49 HDXC 25. Now, the next option is the one that Lucy's going to be working with. You have got, this is from the Katie Jane again, isn't it, this one? This pink, this red floral. And then you've got Super Gingham, which is pink and white, but this is, not all ginghams are made this way. Some are printed on. This one is a woven gingham, which means that it's different colours rather than printed. It's actually the actual thread are those colours which gives it that look. Then you have got, I want to say that's apple. I'm going to say apple spot on. Then you've got this lovely green. Green and pink, winner. Absolute winner. You've got your ivory. Again, half meters of all of these, and your Osnaburg. There we go, $26.49 for those. There it is. Now, this is out of this lovely book here, and this is Quilt Petite. If the idea of quilting something huge still daunts you, but you want to have a go, you want to make some beautiful things for around the home, this is the perfect book for you. It has got 18 small, sweet designs. The designer here, an Australian lady, she has been described as sweetly modern in her style. And I think, you know, we can all see that. So you get all of your instructions, and then you get your 18 different projects. So these are ones that you're going to be able to get through quite quickly. Maybe you need something as a gift. Maybe you want to do, the Hexie doll quit. This always reminds me of the fact that Jo Carter makes quilts for all her toys. That's a lot of quilts. And you can too. Now the project is, you get a 9 patch in there as well, is here. So this is their version of the project. Actually, I really like Lucy's version. Am I allowed to say that? Possibly not. Okay. But I really do. Look at the bunny. Ah. So you get step-by-step instructions, and in the back, you get all the templates. So you will need to trace those off somehow. Lucy's going to go through all that with us, because, you know, she can, and she's here. So all of here, you've got all of your templates here. If you've got your template plastic or your freezer paper or anything like that, but 18 very sweet projects in here, all sorts in there. Oh, I like the scattered stars. It's pretty, isn't it? But it's about having projects that aren't going to overface you. They think, oh my word, that's going to take me 9 months to make. Ugh. You know, you can get these done and have beautiful things around your home that you have created, which is lovely. There we go. Now Lucy's going to show us step by step, which we like, any moment now. We've got the 3 different collections for you. This is the cushion. Now, yes, producer Paul? Oh, he's got some information. The Osnaburg, yes. And it's really popular, yes. You can buy it by the half metre again. No way. Oh. Now, this is sold out every time we've bought this to wear by itself because it's £2.50 per half metre. Lots of you use it for all sorts of different projects. It's incredibly versatile. It's lovely natural fibres, very easy to use. It is a larger weave. You can use it for your bag making. You can use it for so many different crafty projects. Or if you just want to use it for toiles because it's a cheap fabric, then you can. £2.50 per half a metre. But the effect on here certainly does not look inexpensive, does it? It looks very swanky. Love it. There it is. Right, I'm going to take this and the book over to you, Lucy. Going to get rid of that and put that away. Yes, you could do that.
Make a cushion.
Hello. How
Hello.
are you?
I'm very well, thank
Good.
you.
Got no room for my book now.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I'm just taking up the
make
whole
yourself
space.
at home. Do it. This is lovely.
Yeah.
Now, easy, difficult, tell me.
I would say relatively easy, actually.
Okay.
There are lots of different techniques that you do, you know, a bit of embroidery, applique,
nice.
patchwork. So it's nice, but it is laid out really well and it's very step by step.
So this might push different technique boundaries if you're someone that plays it safe. And actually this might be your first foray into machine embroidery.
Absolutely. And that's the only bit that's a little bit, you know, might take a little bit of practice, but it's not difficult. And this is a good one to, you know, have a go on. If
that freaks you out, I know there'll be someone out there freaking out about it. I'll be honest. Could you just do a blanket stitch around it instead?
Yes, you can.
There you
Absolutely.
go. Stop freaking out.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, easily done, or you could even needle turn if you wanted to. You just have to add
There's
seam
always a way.
allowance. Yeah, lots of different things you can
Always
do.
a way. Now, Osnaburg.
Yes.
We love it.
I did not know what this was, if I'm honest. No, I didn't.
Took me a little while to be able to pronounce it, I'll be honest.
But it's lovely. It feels really, really nice. And it sort of has one side's more textured and one side's smooth. There's probably a right side and a wrong side, but I'd say...
Favourite side?
Go with whichever one. I like the textured side because I like the look of it having those sort of little speckles and...
Feels very organic.
Feels very organic and natural, but it's lovely. It is nice and soft, but still, you know, with enough
textured.
So when you're embroidering, it's easy to do.
So lovely to work with. It feels very rustic as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm thinking kind of French farmhouse.
Yes.
Oh, well, it's a Bonjour Cushion.
Yes,
of course.
And also quite a lot of quilters might be familiar. There's like a Zaka style that's very Japanese, and they use lots of these types of fabrics and colours. So could also be quite a minimal, you know, depending on what you paired it with, quite a minimal sort of look as well.
With the gingham that we're about to use, it reminds me of farmhouse kitchens.
Yeah, I love
and
gingham.
covering jam pots.
It's just such a happy print, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to use it for the socks.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Nice. Come on then, show us what we do.
Nice school socks, gingham socks, that time of year, isn't it? Back to school.
Do you have gingham socks? I had a gingham uniform.
Yeah, like a gingham trim on the socks, but not like whole.
White with gingham trim.
Yeah, with a gingham trim, and those summer Had to put the kids today in the summer.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, got broken out the summer uniform already because it's hot, isn't it?
Freddie had to go in with a sun hat
Oh,
because he had to sit out yesterday in the sunshine, and he had to go and sit in the shade because he got over hot.
Oh, no.
And he didn't eat his lunch.
I know. My daughter said to me last night, I'm going to drink lots of water today,
girl.
Mummy. Yes.
Good girl.
Very good.
We've trained her well.
Yes. Okay, so we'll make a start because there's quite a lot of different elements in this one. The book is fabulous, as you've just shown. It's full of beautiful projects, and it really is very, very clear about the instructions and the cutting directions.
And I don't have to size up the templates if I'm photocopying them out.
Not at all.
None of that. Good.
No. I just traced them directly from the
did you?
book.
Yeah,
because you're just putting it on Bonderweb. So if you didn't have access to a photocopy, you don't for
worry.
this particular project, you wouldn't need it. You can just trace it. So I've already cut out all my pieces, and the sizes are in the book, obviously. So we're starting out with the patchwork frame, which wasn't when I looked at the cushion, I didn't think that would be the initial.
I was
thing
surprised
that you did.
when you said it, I'll be honest.
Yeah, because usually, like if you were doing embroidery, you'd probably do that bit first and then add in the other elements.
But no.
But as you're going along, it sort of makes sense as to why. And once you've got the frame done, it does help stabilise the fabric, and then also it helps guide you as to where you're positioning everything.
Okay.
So that would be why. So I've already sewn my little squares together, and I'm just going to sew them around. So similarly to quilting, we're putting the sides on first.
Okay.
And then doing top and bottom.
There's always a crossover, isn't there, in all these skills?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, Bonderweb coming up. We're going to deal with Bonderweb in a minute, but first of all, if you want it, pop it in your basket, then you know it's done. You can sit back, relax, and enjoy the demo.
Yes. So just a little tip for doing something like this. You can, of course, plan out where all of your fabrics are going to go, but I like to go quite, mixed
organic.
up. Yeah, so I mixed things up with this one. So what I did was I cut out all my little squares, gave them to the kids, and asked them to jumble them up. Which
Oh, did you? So they've been involved too?
Yeah, so they jumbled it up, and then I said, and can you put it into pairs for me, right sides together? So they put them all into pairs, right sides together.
Are we
so
paying
I was
them?
set. I know. Let's get involved. So I was set for the pairs, when I was sewing them. So I just did it quite randomly. And then I know I've got to put 5 squares on my side pieces and 7 top and bottom. So I just sewed them together. But then at this point, I might decide, to I mean, I wouldn't want it like that, really. I'd rather not
with the
have
double gingham.
Yeah, so it was like a test for the children because they had to make sure the pairs were different.
Okay. Oh, no, this is
So
good.
not putting the
Learning
same pairs
opportunity.
together. Yeah, but then maybe I want to move it around because I want more gingham over here. So you just do it like that. So there's a bit of thought, but a bit of play at the same time.
Judith has sent us a picture. Oh, she's already done it. Look, she's ahead of the game.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
hi, made the Bonjour Cushion recently for my 6-year-old great niece Alice. Those pinks and purples to go with her newly decorated bedroom. Perfect.
That's
Oh, chose pinks and
beautiful.
purples. Lovely. Very good, says producer Paul.
Oh, we started already.
He has started already, yes. Apologies. Beautiful. Well done, Judith, and thank you for sharing. But
Sorry, I had to find my foot pedal.
peekaboo.
Sorry. Sometimes it goes, like your foot pedal moves. Sometimes it goes right under the desk. Sorry about that.
That's why you haven't gone, I don't mind.
I haven't gone. And then when I'm sewing the sides on, I do like to do it with the seams facing up. And all the seams, I should have mentioned, are pressed open.
Okay. What's that?
And it gives just a flatter effect to the whole cushion.
Right.
And what's nice then is no bits are standing out more than the other. So
Because that's not what this is about, is it? It's not about the.
No. So I've forgotten which way I'd put things. Never mind. We'll just make it up. It's me. Oh, you must lay it out, and then I just
lay it out
ignore
correctly,
it completely.
carefully, and then
ignore it. Yeah.
Make it up. Yeah, perfect.
So I'm using a 1/4 inch seam, and I have already pressed all of these open.
For me, it's the mix of different skills that's challenging and nice, because none of it is too daunting. Like if this was the first time that you'd patchworked a few squares together, It's okay.
Yes.
You can do that.
Yeah, and it's not, you know, it's not too many. So it is a lovely project to work on.
Doris, Tim would like to know, are you about to do any fancy ironing that we need a camera on?
Not really, but I'm just pressing the seams open.
Pressing the seams open, Director Tim.
So all of the seams on this project are open.
Okay.
And I do think it does make a difference to the finished.
Is that in the instructions?
Project. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's in the instructions. I do as I'm told.
Well.
But there's always a reason. I think if they specify, then I think, well, there's a reason, isn't there?
Yes.
So, and I think with this is for it, so it's not all bits aren't sort of standing out.
So this is everything that you need, and your cutting instructions, and then this is how to make it. And you quite a lot of steps, aren't there?
Yes, and that's what I mean. It is.
27 steps.
It's very
detailed,
thorough,
yeah.
because it's not actually like it's overly complicated, you know. But it's she's just made it so clear. So that's why I said I think it is suitable for a beginner, because it's all so very well explained.
Fabulous.
And you'll notice there in that picture there is a little border and a binding on the cushion, which I didn't do, but I think that's, you know, it's optional.
Did you have enough fabric though, so that
yes,
you
you'd
could
have enough fabric to do that.
The ivory just does her little legs.
Yeah, and
the
if you're going to bind it, it's nice to have that extra border on, because otherwise when you come to bind it, you'll lose some of the squares, so they won't have the same impact. So if you are going to bind the cushion, then I would definitely add the border.
Okay.
If you didn't want to bind it, you can do as I've done,
okay,
and not do the border, but it's up to you. Options. But you'll have, in the bundles, you'll have lots of the prints left over.
Okay.
Because these are only small little pieces.
Yeah.
So you can choose whatever you like for the backing, or...
Now, this has obviously been a popular one, because I've got another picture for you. Who sent us a picture? Dorothy. Hello, Dorothy. Ah, look at this. So, hi, Sound Course. I love the channel. This is a version of the cushion adapted for a body water bottle for my daughter in America.
That's amazing.
Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, so she's just taken elements in. Bit of Joel Dewberry in there, I spy.
And enlarged it.
Nice. And some legs upside down. Look at that.
They're the right way, the other way.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, fabulous.
That's fantastic. And I think that's what's lovely sometimes with these books. You know, you might want to make the project as it is, or you might want to use it as its inspiration, you know, to make other things.
Well, once you've got the template, you can. I mean, Claudia says, wanted to add how gorgeous the cushion is that you're making and how wonderful the show, as always, is. Thank you.
Thank you,
Absolute
Claudia.
pleasure. Absolute. Thank you, Claudia.
So when you're adding these pieces on, it's only those two seams that have to match. Okay, so that makes it nice and simple. You're not matching, obviously there's nothing there to match it to. So it's just those two there. So I always just pin those. You could pin all the way along if you want to, but we know
and
by
you don't
now
have to put the skirt in, the top of the skirt
no,
in.
this is what's interesting about it.
That's what I was thinking, is like, oh, hang on a minute, no.
That's what I thought as well, and that's why it was interesting to be doing it this way, to see the difference. I thought the very same, but no. So it'll all make sense as I've done this.
This is an excuse to get all lots of bits and bobs. I mean, look at all of the bric-a-brac and the embroidery threads. It's got the lot out. It's a good rummage through everything, isn't it?
And there would be, you know, you could go further and embellish it with other things if you wanted to. You know, it's a very nice pattern to be able to add things to.
There's a little bit of hand embroidery, isn't there, in terms of the flowers? And I think then I would maybe get some beads out, some sequins or something, you know.
Yes,
maybe do your flowers like that. It's up to you, isn't it?
What was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, ribbons or bits like that. And the ric-rac works really well. In the pattern, it is like a little bit of lace, I think. But I actually think the ric-rac works beautifully as well.
Lovely. Producer Paul says, ric-rac, show us some of your ric-rac. White one. Let's have a look at the white one, because this is what you used, isn't it? The white one. Shows up. Now, here at Sewing Quarter, we like to give you more. 25 metres. you're going to use just a little bit, but 25 metres coming to you. I like to use this for bunting, actually. That's why having 25 metres is fab, which is £12.99.
I like to use it as like edging on things.
Nice.
So on cushion, even between, if you wanted to, on this one, between the patchwork, and you could add a bit of rickrack in there, like a little, and on pin cushions, going around the outside of pin cushions.
Or you could even do it actually around the edge.
Around the edge, you could, yeah.
This is your pink. And again, 25 metres. So you do get a lot, but once you've got it, you're going to use it. Do you want the darker pink next? Oh, this is where we're using the rickrack down here. There it is. Beautiful. Dark pink here. This is a good one, isn't it? This would look nice with this one. Oh, you've got this one to use.
Yes, that's the one I'm going to use.
Now, you won't get one that Lucy's, nibbled at.
Because I very often like to just nibble a bit of rickrack.
Just have a little bit of a nibble on a piece of rickrack.
Nice.
Yeah. Look, she's got it there ready to go. This is your sky blue. Here you go. There's your sky blue. £12.99. If you work out this price per half a metre or per metre, it really you'll see the value on this. It really is superb. 51 pence it works out at.
And it's just one of those things that's sort of...
It's just handy to have.
Yeah, it really is.
Because when we first brought this to Earth, I thought, 25 metres? When on earth are you ever going to use 25 metres? But actually, by the time you've done a bit of bunting with it, because it's nice and wide...
Yes,
great.
it is. That's what's lovely about it, that it's sort of a jumbo.
Yeah. Jumbo. Makes it easy to use, especially if it's the first time that you've ever used a bit of spot of rickrack.
But everything, 3 children, I'm forever doing costumes for all the various activities at school, so having rickracks, because it's so easy to use. Yeah,
of course. But looks very, very professional.
Yeah, and not, some rickrack's a bit sort of fiddly, isn't it? And it's not that. So we like.
Okay, so quilting done. I say quilting, patchwork
done. So corners nice and neat. That's where that pinning really does come in useful, to make your corners nice and neat. So now we get to move on to the applique.
Okay.
So the reason that you put the borders on is to help you position the applique, because I think with the things this size, it would be easy to sort of put it in a funny position, or you'd just sort of lose it a little bit. But what's nice is it is just sewn on, so there's no piecing here.
Okay.
It's just sewn on now. What I did do was do a border. I'm going to turn this round. I intentionally did a border that wasn't the same fabric as the skirt.
Oh, it's just in the corner.
So me having said, be completely random.
Was then slightly cunning?
Yeah, it was slightly cunning, because I think, like you could see, if I were to put the skirt against the... Although that makes it look a bit like a pinafore.
It does look like a pinafore.
But it does, you do lose it slightly. So I think it's nicer to have the print be different from the row that's at the top. You might not be bothered, but it was something I was aware of.
Is there an order?
There is very much an order.
Oh gosh,
yes.
Really?
And it's important that you follow this. So to make all these pieces, all I did was trace the shapes onto Bonder web. And what I did was, where I knew I was going to have 2 socks, I put those close together. And then I knew I was going to do the bunny and the legs out of the same fabric, so I put those close together so that I can cut out that section of Bonder web and iron it onto the fabric.
Good
Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with
because
you,
if you copy it just as it is,
you're going to end up
it might be a bit fiddly.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing I did was, in the book with the pattern, the shoe and the strap are 2 separate pieces. Right. So the shoe is one shape, and the strap is another shape. But now she says you don't need to cut out the 2 different pieces, you can cut it as one. So I just wanted to explain that to people, because I think that those little straps, although you could absolutely keep them separate, I don't think you need to. And it's almost easier, well, it depends which way you look at it. So you can do either or. You can either cut all 4 separate pieces, or what I did was I traced round the bottom part of the shoe, and then I moved the Bonder web so that the strap was overlapping it, and got it all in one piece.
I guess it depends if you wanted to do the strap in a different fabric.
Well, yeah, possibly. Or I think it's just how comfortable you feel with applique. So for some people, they might actually find it easier to have them be two separate pieces. But it is a bit fiddly when you get down to just a little. So what I did was I traced around the shoe and repositioned it so the strap was going over the top of the shoe.
See where it's joined.
And then all I need to do is cut out that hole. So I've done it for that one.
Yes.
I'm just going to do it for this one.
Half of the stock of the book has gone. Well done if you've managed to get that.
Yeah. So what I want to do is, obviously I don't want to clip down to this end because then I'm going to have two pieces again.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is sort of ignore this hole and just, you know,
you're going to whack
go a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to go a little bit smaller with the hole, and you are putting a button on it anyway.
Okay.
But I'd rather have this be one piece personally than two.
Okay.
But she does go through that in the book. So she says you can do it as two or as one.
As a small child, I had pretty much these shoes from Clark's in red.
Oh, I had red shoes too. And my first pair of shoes were red. And for my daughters, I made sure their first pair of shoes were red. And I've still got them in a box. Yeah, I think that's lovely. And that's why I did the red. That's why I did the red shoes.
My son's first pair of shoes he never wore because he was so late to walk.
Oh, bless.
So just kept them anywhere.
Yeah. So this is a little bit fiddly, but it's not, you know, horrendous. And I think you can just sort of follow the shape, just make it a little bit smaller than the pencil outline.
Nice. There you go.
So I've just cut away, just a tiny, sort of like an eye shape.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like an eye shape.
Absolutely. Hasn't come through, producer Paul. We're having trouble getting these messages down, aren't we, today? I'm sure it'll come through in a minute. Cheryl. Cheryl. Oh, she says, Cheryl apparently says that she loves it and she'd make 4.
Yes, good for you. Do.
There you go. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
And Guten Tag.
You would have, from the fabrics for the patchwork, you'd probably have enough from the bundles to do 4.
Really?
Don't hold me to it, but I would think that you would, because you're only using very small pieces.
Would you have to just use
I'm not sure about this,
backing
how much
fabric?
you would. I would think you've probably got enough of that as well. Yes, you would need to use different backing fabrics.
Oh, no,
yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah.
You can get some more. Osnaburg. You can get about half metre, £2.50.
Well, yes,
there you
for
go,
that
job
price.
done.
Yeah. Okay, so now you've got to pay attention to what she says about the order, because you normally when you're doing applique, you just sort of build everything up and stick it on. You position the skirt in place and then you put the other pieces in, okay? And then you take the skirt away. So you're not sticking the skirt down yet.
Okay.
That's the point, okay? So you position your pieces. Now, I've got to be honest, when I copied it out, I'm never quite sure which, you know, which sock goes on which. So we can just make it up. Shoes I can manage, but the socks, I'm just not quite sure.
No, you've got it the right way around.
But I don't think, you know, I don't think it really matters. So I'm going to move it over, because obviously the pieces, and I'll be taking the backing away and just sticking that down. And then, you know, you can play about with this if you want to. If you want to move things, you know, you can reposition things as you like. But the important part is that you're not sticking down the skirt.
Okay.
But you want to make sure that you have it in place. So just line it up with the patchwork, and then the top of the legs are just tucked under the skirt, and that's where they're going to be. So I'm going to move it over because I'm going to have to iron it in place.
But you from there, it looks like she's doing a handstand.
Yes, she's doing a handstand.
She's very acrobatic.
Yes.
Now, would you take off, before you start to position,
yes,
would you
take them
off the backing?
Yes, not of the skirt, because I don't want an accident. But yeah, of the pieces that I'm positioning, take all the papers off and then position it.
All right.
And then you can iron them all in place. And I don't do it. You could do it step by step, but I just sort of position them all and go for it. But if you don't do a lot of applique, it's your first time doing applique, you might want to do one. You know, do the legs, then do the socks, then do the shoes. But normally the heat of the iron's enough. It doesn't take very much to stick them down. So normally you can do the whole lot at once. I wouldn't say that if it was lots of layers, but just for this, I think it's okay. Okay, so see.
So skirt first.
Skirt first.
Yeah.
And you're lining it up with it. You don't want to go over, but you don't want a gap.
No, 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 no.
So you literally are lining that up right on the seam line of your patchwork. And I did it, you know, sort of equidistant, but you don't need to worry too much about that. Now, one of the legs has the same curve as the ruffle of the skirt. So I know that that's that leg. And then this leg, I can just sort of put.
Yeah, you see, for me, I might then press those on so they don't go anywhere.
Yes, I might do that now because I'm on television. What to do at home might be slightly different, but you know, just for the sake of I know things are going to go wrong because I've said, you can just do this and then it'll all go, you know, horribly wrong.
The slightly lumpier one is on the left.
The slightly lumpier one's on the left.
It's fallen down a bit more. Okay. That's it.
I don't know my left from my right. That's awful, isn't it? I've already peeled them off as well.
There you go.
So I don't know what I'm doing.
So what's that produce, Paul? Oh, 3 different options for this. This is the pink one that's been on. Oh, okay. This is your vintage Bonjour here. Now the 2 florals down the bottom are Art Gallery fabrics. They are Maureen Cracknell. You have to check out on this one because otherwise you're gonna miss out. Next one is the pink one that Lucy is working with today. Oh no, that's the red and teal one. And that's the one that Lucy made. Oh, it's turquoise. That's the one that we've already made. And again, you need to check out on that as well. And then the last, but by no means least, is the one that Lucy's working with now. It's got that lovely gingham and green in. Just works.
It's lovely for spring, isn't it?
Yeah, really nice. Okay, we're limited on that one, so please do check out your baskets.
And I am putting the bunny there at the same time.
Okay.
Okay.
So when does the skirt go on?
Not yet.
Teasing.
I am just going to check actually because I want to do it as it's done in the book. So yes, so I'm doing all of this section first of all. Now I've got to change the foot on my machine because I'm going to do the raw edge sewing to applique them down. And again, she goes through this really, really nicely in the book.
Okay.
So if it's something that you haven't done before, don't feel nervous about it. She has good explanation. And with something like this as well, because it is that sketchy, can we show the cushion just so people can see? So it is like a very sketchy style. So as you're just literally following the edge. So if you've ever done a top stitch or anything like that, it's very, very similar.
And on the bunny, you've gone round twice. I like that because
on all of it, I've gone round twice.
On all of them?
Yeah, on all of them, I've gone round twice. So it's like a sort of a doodle, you know, like a sketch. So she also very kindly writes in the book that don't feel bad if you haven't gone directly over the line, because having that little sort of wonkiness just adds to the charm of it. Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, it's not something to be fearful of. But at this point, it does become you sort of taking over the design.
Okay.
So it's up to you where you're drawing it. And there is if free motion embroidery gives you a bit of the shivers, then you can always just embroider. And you can use your embroidery skeins for that. And you could just do some blanket stitch or something around it, or just even a running stitch, anything like that. So you're going to need some skeins is where I'm getting to. So these are your 8-metre 36 skeins in your pastels. You can change your foot if you want. Oh, you changed it? Yeah.
We were going to do
I'm
this.
I'm quite used to it. I do it quite often.
It's almost like she's a professional producer, Paul. So 99, 36 of these, 8 metres. Or if you'd like the other one, then QUGQ71 is your code for that. And again, these are your brights, 8 metres of each of the 36 skeins. $7.99.
And there's loads of colours in there. They're not repeated, are they? You get lots of different colours.
There you go, look at that. Loads. Right, let's embroider.
Okay.
Let's do this thing.
So I have some advice about the best way to do this.
Okay.
So I like to think about it a bit like a puzzle.
Right.
And you want to think about where you're going. And if you can think about where you're going, it makes it easier than just trying to do it and then getting yourself flummoxed because you've ended up somewhere you didn't want to be, or you realise you've got a line there, so you're going to have to go back and do that line. Right. So it's sort of like a plan.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just a bit of forethought about where you're going. Now, you could draw this out with a pencil and a piece of paper, you know, just to get the sort of motion of where you're going to go. And you didn't. No, I didn't. So you're going to do each line twice. So you're going over everything twice. So you could go all the way around the outside and then sort of go back on yourself and fill bits in. But I found it easier to do it as I was going. So I'm going to travel down the leg, and it's just like a top stitch. So you're going very, very close to the edge. It's better to go in rather than out. You don't want the line on the backing fabric. So I'm going to go down the side of the leg. Is there a line at the top of the sock? Yes, there is. So across the top of the sock and back.
Okay.
Down, across and back, so that I've got my 2 lines here.
Okay. All right.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
And I come down here again, back.
Yes.
And across. And then I can either come around, and then I might come around, go down, back, across there, and then all the way back up, because I've already got my 2 lines there. So I realise that sounds really complicated, but it's just a case of thinking about where you want to sew and where you want the lines. And it is important that you're catching, you know, that you're going over each section. Otherwise, it literally just looks like you've done an outline and you lose all that detail. And what's so beautiful about this is that that gives you, oh, the socks are folded over, because it's got that line of stitching. Yes. So it is an important thing, but no one's going to know if your stitch length is perfect. No one's going to notice. Do you see what I mean? So I don't want people to worry or be fearful about this. I realise I'm making it sound complicated, but I promise you,
you're going to dispel
when you
that
do it,
myth
and it makes sense as well. It makes sense to think about it before you do it. Otherwise, you will find you get caught, which is probably going to happen to me now because, you know, that's television.
Hooray! Now, Lucy, why do I not interface this fabric?
Well, this is slightly stiffer anyway. Right. Also, you've got the Bond web on there. Okay. So that's there. You can put, I mean, I always use fusible fleece or what's, you know, on the back of projects. But I think actually she recommends using it after you've done this section.
Okay.
Okay. If you do it now, it's like quilting. And that's quite difficult when you've got the applique. It's possible you can do it, but these are small little pieces.
Yeah, I guess.
And you don't want, if you've got something on the back, like if you've got wadding, I'm not talking about interfacing, I'm talking, if you've got wadding on the back, it's going to make bits pop up and where you don't want it to.
It's going to
yeah, it's going to distort it, absolutely. Okay. If you did want to put a lightweight interfacing on the back, you could, but I don't think it's necessary because the Bond web does give it that.
And you've got the Osnaburg.
Exactly.
And you're not going off the interface bit?
I'm not going off the interface bit.
On purpose?
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so when you begin, you should bring your upper thread up to the top.
Yes.
So that you don't create a tangle on the back.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good practice. Do I always do it? Maybe not. But if it's something that it could be seen or, you know, particularly if you're quilting, you have to because you're going to see it on the back. With something like this, you're not going to. But I'm going to demonstrate it anyway, just because this is how it should be done.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
So all you're going
to
do,
Lucy.
is position your foot where you want it, so where you're going to start to stitch. And with something like this, I know the top of that applique is going to be hidden by the rick-rack and the skirt. So I can start just a bit over the top of the leg.
Right.
Okay, so foot down.
Is that why the skirt isn't on yet?
Possibly, yeah, but also we've got to put the rick-rack in it.
Oh, I forgot the rick-rack.
Sorry, I forgot. So I may only just be doing one leg because of time. So I've just put my needle down and up. I hand crank because that's habit. And then I'm just going to pull that thread there. Did you see that? No, you probably didn't. But the bottom thread has just popped out. Okay, so now I've got my 2 threads on the top.
Yeah.
So ideally I don't want that coming through, so I'll pop that underneath. And then what I do is I start stitching, and as I've gone a little distance, if I'm coming back to that place, I just get rid of those threads. I just snip them off. But what this prevents is any nesting underneath. So anybody, I think I saw somebody maybe on the Facebook group had said, how do you prevent it when you're doing a bag or something like that? You can do this at any point where you don't want nesting on the back. Just bring that top thread through.
And it's just by pulling that top thread?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then make sure again that your foot is down. When you've got the free motion foot on, it's very easy to get a tangle and go, oh, why is it all tangled up? It's because you haven't lowered your foot. Because there's a gap underneath the foot, you can't actually tell whether it's up or, you know, there's no difference. The foot doesn't move because it's like hovering. Okay, and then on some machines you want to put your feed dogs down. Just overcomplicating it, but I don't put my feed dogs down.
So it's kind of machine dependent.
It's very machine dependent, yes, it is. Okay, and then you just make a start. So I do tend to go quite quickly. I'm going to try and go slowly for the demo, but in my defence, that might make my stitching actually worse. So you can see now. You can see now how this is getting caught up. Yeah. So I'll just snip those off. It's very easy. And then I can just go. Okay, so I am going to go faster because it does it makes it easier for me. So again, I'm just going to try and follow the lines that I've made, but it doesn't, you know, you don't have to be so particular about it.
You're going to put a button on that bit, it's fine.
Yes, I'll just put a button on it.
And it goes, it's mesmerising, Lucy.
I know.
Good journey.
Got there. Done. So I did make a little bit of a boo-boo there, but there will be a button on it, so that's fine. So that's, for all intents and purposes, how you do it. Now, I did notice on her cushion, and I did the same on mine as well, is when I got to this point, I just sort of stayed there a little bit and did a kind of a triangle just to create a little bit of shadow. Shall I turn it round? Just to create a little bit of a shadow here, because it just sort of emphasises that where it's a sock.
Yes.
So you do that, you repeat it on that, and you can see how quick that is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But you don't have to sew it so quickly. You can slow your machine down if you have that option on your machine, and just take your time. And you can practice this. You're only using very little bits of fabric. If you want to practice on something else before you come to do it on this, you absolutely can.
That's great.
And then the bunny, it's just very similar. You're drawing round. The one thing that is slightly different is you are doing like a little leg, and you're coming across the tail. Okay.
If you wanted to do that with a fabric marker that would wash out,
handily.
Oh, a zip.
Yeah. So if you wanted to draw that on, you would just continue that line, you know, and then that just gives you a guide. And that this pen wipes away or washes away. So
just check
you don't need to worry. And the position of the eye. And the position of the eye is quite an important thing, I think.
Gives the character.
Gives character. But that's the embroidery anyway. So
at 9 minutes,
we'll
Lucy.
Oh, no. How? What? Okay, right. Okay, really, really quick. Sorry, but I think it's important. Those are the things that are the difficult bits. So it's important that I kind of talk through that. Okay, so you put the skirt back on. So you've done all that, you know, sketchiness. You put the skirt back on and then you trace round the bottom of the skirt.
Right.
Okay, so, you know, with your fabric marker. Something. Yeah. Yes. And then you put your rick rack on.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, my tip for this is I positioned it like that and thought, where am I going to start the rick-rack? And what I did was I just began it. Let's see, where could I do it? There. So what I did was I cut the rick-rack at a point where it would be hidden underneath. I don't want to fold the rick-rack. It's going to create a lump.
Yeah.
So what I did was just positioned it so I could see, oh, that's going to hide the end of it.
Okay,
do you see what I mean? So that the very end of the rick-rack would be tucked under.
Clever.
Now, your other option is to seal it somehow, but, you know, this is easier. So just hide the end. And then you're going to run it round and position it in a place so that you're going to see the edge of the rick-rack underneath.
Looks like a petticoat, doesn't it?
Yes. So you can position it, and you're just going on the line, right? But the nice thing about the rick-rack is you don't have to wobble it like that, because look, it does it by itself.
Nice.
So it's only, the only thing you need to watch out for is hiding that end of the rick-rack. So maybe I pin that in place, position this, and then
the other end.
Do the same thing on the other end. So I get to here, and I know, okay, if I cut it off there, it's going to be hidden underneath.
Okay.
And then you can either baste that in place with a stitch, although it's a bit tricky, or use your fabric glue. So we all know fabric glue is a marvellous invention, and it is for things like this in particular, it really is helpful. So I'm just going to go around like this. Now you might need to wiggle the rick-rack slightly, but it's very manoeuvrable.
Yes.
So that's not a tricky thing to do. So I'm just going to get to a place where I can go, okay, I can hide that edge there. Oh, come on. Like that. And tuck that under. So like I said, you know, you've got time to play about with this at home, so you can get it exactly right. And then I'm just going to use the glue pen to hold that in place. So I can just directly put a line all around there. And obviously I don't need to be catching all of the rick-rack.
Okay.
Okay, I just need to make sure I've got...
And also remember that these glue pens, they will dry clear, so don't worry that you've just gone and splodged a whole load of blue glue on there.
No, and I kept the skirt in place as I was doing it, because I didn't want any gaps of the rick-rack. I just want the edge of the rick-rack. So I would just sort of do this with my hands, and then you don't need to worry if the fabric stuck to the glue, because it's repositionable.
Yes.
You just pull it off.
Perfect.
Okay.
Well, that's the easiest way of doing it, isn't it? Look at that.
So if you glue that down, then that's it.
Perfect.
I don't need to baste it. All I need to do is stick the...
Oh, so you're not going to sew that on at all?
No, I don't sew it on, just glue it. And then...
Oh, because you're going to do the...
Look at me, cheating, I know. And then just stick that on over the top, and then you're doing your thread. Now again...
And the thread will hold it in place?
And the thread will hold it in place. And again, when you're doing the thread, it's up to you to create the folds on the dress.
Okay.
So this is what gives it that illusion of
Can we do that in 4 minutes?
No.
Okay.
The illusion of the kind of the folds of the... I can have a go. Go
on, Lucy. Take the challenge.
Now, either you could draw those on. If you weren't confident, if you didn't want to...
Oh, with your water erasable pen. Yeah,
yes, you can draw them on. I just, didn't. So just tuck the end. So to see the ends of the rick-rack are tucked in, and that is important because you don't want horrible fray bits hanging out. And it's very, it's just so simple. So again, the edge of the skirt is lined up with the top, she says, just about.
There's real
with the top of the patchwork.
This design, isn't
yes, there is. And then again, we're going around everything twice, and she does have a line across the top.
Oh, so that
so you do a line across the top. Yes, come down, and then it's almost, because it's like this, you can see where those folds would be.
Nice.
But I did, as I was doing it, I did reference the picture.
Okay.
Because I thought she's done it so beautifully. I'd rather have mine look a bit like hers.
Okay.
So I just kept the book next to me as I was sewing and just followed.
Oh, now Teresa's asked, what size cushion pad is needed for the cushion? We've put a 16-inch in for here, but you didn't do the extra little...
No, I didn't do the extra border, so I think mine was a would have been a 14-inch.
But it's in the book, I think it references 16.
16, yes.
But again, it just depends.
Even without a border, you could probably get a 16 in there. Yeah.
I like it extra plush.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
Yes. 2 minutes.
Okie dokie. So
You
again,
know how you like to do this fast?
yeah. So you're just following it round the sides, and then every now and again you're just coming up. Okay. And I sort of did it, you know, so it might be a bit jaunty.
Yes.
Like a skirt would be.
Well, let's face it, she's got falling down socks. She's probably got, you know, a bruise on her knee, to be fair.
And I did some longer, some shorter, you know, to create that kind of real dress-like effect.
So you get to be the artist. It's nice, isn't it?
Yes, you are. You're being the artist. That's exactly it. You're like drawing with the thread. But I mean, I'm doing this ever so quickly, and I think it'll still look all right.
That looks great. Do you go around twice again?
Yeah, so go around. I'm doing this very quickly and hideously, but you get the idea. And so because with my lines I've gone up and down,
yeah,
I've already got 2 there. So this time I'm just going around the bottom.
Nice.
And maybe if I wanted some of the lines to be longer, I'll just go up again.
Okay. Always adds a shadow effect then, doesn't it?
Yeah. And creates like maybe more of a fullness of the skirt where it hadn't been before. So any bits that you feel like you need to correct, you can just go over them again. It's very easy.
God, you are speedy at this.
I know. And then when I stop, I just stay in place.
Okay.
And that just makes a little knot on the back. You can't do that when you're quilting, but for something like this, the back's hidden anyway. That's easy enough.
Fabulous. Lucy.
So there you go.
You've got loads done. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
It looks brilliant, doesn't it? It looks absolutely brilliant.
So your next step is just adding a bit of hand embroidery, and you can freeform that again. It's just a French knot for the rabbit's eye, and then some lazy daisies and French knots, and then just some, just sort of a stem stitch, just little straight stitches for the grass.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lucy. Now,
Very
you're going to be back
welcome.
in an hour with your very own design.
I am.
Fabulous. I love the colours on these.
I know, and the colourway that I'm going to use for the demo is beautiful as well. So
Using creative grids. Thank you.
Thank
you
you
so much. I'm going to take the book with me. Bye.
see you later.
And this. Okay, so, which one have you gone for? Now, the one that Lucy was demoing with is this one here. So we have got Katie Jane Fabrics. We've got True Gingham. By True Gingham, I mean it's a proper woven gingham, not a printed one. You've got your apple green, 1/2 metre of each of these. Then your other green in there, 1/2 metre of your ivory, 1/2 metre of your Osnaburg. All in there, 3 meters of fabric for £26.49. Superb value. Lovely. 3 meters of fabric. Now, the one that Lucy made this sample out of here is your Katie Jane fabric again. Love this, so pretty. The red and the turquoise, just beautiful. Over half of this stock has gone. Please check out. I love that. There's your floral, and again, your plains, your ivory, and your Osnaburg. This will make more than one cushion, by the way. You do get an awful lot in here. So that's £27.99. And then our last option is over here, is your Maureen Cracknell from Art Gallery Fabrics. And this is going to give you more of a vintagey look, because of the colourways. So 1/2 metre, 1/2 metre, then 1/2 metre ivory. Or you need to check out on this one, your Osnaburg, your vintage blue, and your, what's the word that I want? Oh gosh, it's gone. Papaya. Spot on. £29.49. Right, if you have bought for the first time for us today, thank you very much. If you spent over £10, not including your P&P, this is what's coming your way. A little something from us to you. 2 meters of randomly selected fabric. Nice. Happy days. Osnaburg, if you would like your Osnaburg by the ½ meter, and that means that when you put in the quantity, how much you want, say you put 3 in your quantity, you'd get 1.5 meters of your Osnaburg. Let me show you how wide this is, and it's just £2.50 per ½ meter. You do need to start checking out. This sells out every time we bring it to air. The most somebody bought was 5 meters, that was 10 units. Please do check out your baskets on this because this does go incredibly quickly. It just disappears. But it's a really lovely fabric to work with. You get that lovely sort of organic-y feel, rustic effect on there. £2.50 per ½ meter for that. It really is great value for money. Now, the book, of course, is where so many of these designs are in. We've had one of these designs this morning. You've got 17 others, so there are 18 designs. None of them are huge, that's why it's called Petite Quilt. So it just means that you're not going to overface yourself in any way, shape or form. You pick the design that's right for you. Maybe you're using it just to up your skills before you embark on a larger project with your Dresden plate, something like that. Maybe you're just doing something for grandchildren, for gifts, for little thank yous. If everybody checks out, there are only 4 of these left. 18 exquisite little projects for you to go. That's the one we've done today. So please do check out your baskets on this one. Don't miss out. Do not miss out. You've got your full-size templates in the back as well. And there you go. Now, if everybody checks out, this will now be gone. Okay. Of course, remember, if you are a new buyer, you do have to check out. Just having it in your basket does not guarantee it. It has to be checked out. You can check out as many times as you like. We only charge you 1 P&P. That's applied at midnight. So check out as many times as you like throughout the day, and then you're good to go. Now, after the break, we have got cross-stitch. Hurrah! And we've got some Premier scissors for you there. Perfect little snips for you. A brand new lamp as well, because of course, you know, if you're stitching, then you're going to need those perfect lights and maybe a little bit of magnification. So stay with us and we'll be back with you after this very short break. See you in just a moment.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
So I'm going to be showing you how to do a ladder stitch. Now this is a great stitch when you want to sew something up and create an invisible stitch. But first of all, I'm just going to use the example of something like a pincushion, but I need to bring these 2 edges together using the invisible stitch, which is known as the ladder stitch. So first of all, I'm going to take my needle up through the fold. So I'm going to be concealing the knot in the thread. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my needle in through the fold of the fabric and come out. So you can see that I'm on the actual fold there. So obviously there's the raw edges are inside my pincushion. I'm going to take that through. Now I'm going to go to the opposite side and repeat that stitch. So I want to make sure that this is parallel. So I'm going to come in through that fold and come out. So again, I'm making these stitches really big so you can see what I'm doing. So you can see how I'm going across the whole of the fabric. So if I just keep doing a few stitches. So as you can see, we have the ladder stitch there going across the 2 pieces of fabric. So when I pull my thread, you can see that almost makes those stitches invisible.
Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy to follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level.
We have an exclusive offer for you today with 10% off all pre-cut fabric. From stunning design rolls to fat quarter packs, you can pick your favourite pre-cut fabric and receive 10% off with the code PRECUT. Delve into designer brands like Amy Butler, Anna Maria Horner and Tania Whelan, or simply finish off that project with a selection of pre-cut solids. But be quick, as this offer only lasts until 8 AM on the 20th of April. So why not stock up those pre-cut treats you've been meaning to buy and enjoy 10% off today with the discount code PRECUT.
The Sewing Quarter website is simple and easy to use. You can view a live broadcast of the show on our homepage. Get instant access to our online shop, which has a wide range of wonderful products for you to choose from. You can also enjoy a selection of projects and guides which we have on offer to help you enhance your skills and gain valuable tips. Watch the live shows and you can buy the product which is currently being shown on air. You can even message the studio to ask our presenters or team any questions you might have. Below, you'll find all the products from today's show for you to look at and purchase. On the right of the screen, next to today's products, you will find our simple program guide listing all upcoming shows. So, join us today at sewingquarter.com.
Bit of cross stitch. If at the weekend you caught our 5-hour show, we launched brand new William Morris fabrics. A lot of you massive fans of William Morris, and in whatever form, quite frankly. So we'll get on to the cross stitch in just one moment. I've got a couple of other little things to show you. Brand new. If you are into your cross stitch, then a little snip is important, very important. And these are limited edition rose gold coloured stork snips. Now the history of these is that actually they're called stork snips because midwives used to use them. And that's why they're called that. Brand new today, $9.99, limited edition in that beautiful rose gold colouring. Fabulous. There you go. I've got these in 2 different colourways for you this morning. Both of them are limited edition. I really like this one. This is dark silver. Makes them feel kind of antique-y, doesn't it? I like it a lot. Never bought these to air before in this colourway. Our stork scissors have always been very popular. We've had them in gold, but never in these colourways. So these are a limited edition one. They're $9.99. They're just lovely little snips. Perfect for those threads. Lovely present. An under £10 present. Superb. Absolutely superb. Would you put a little bit of thread and put it around your neck? Yeah, just be careful with that because they are quite sharp at the top, Producer Paul. Yeah, don't run with them. Sit hand. Yeah. You have. Were you taught at school? Hold the blade down. Very important. Now, I've got something new for you as well. Let me just move this to one. Whoops. New to one side. Now, something else that we need for cross stitch is, of course, good light and good eyesight. And I know a lot of you say, oh, you know, my eyes, not quite what they were. That's okay, because under here, what I have for you, oh, it's the wrong way around. That's why. There you go. Double LED. Sorry if that's a bit bright for you. But aren't they lovely and bright? Whee! There you go. Oh, bright, aren't they? But it means that you also have your 2x magnification, but look at that under there. So you can be working away, you've got it beautifully magnified, exactly where you need it. Look at this, it's a bit like a spine. That was the best way that I could describe it. I don't know, it just means that you can move it around in however you need it, so you can get it exactly where you need it. Maybe you embroider with a lap or something on a tray on your lap, not a lap on your lap. That would be weird. A tray on your lap. Then you can. So you see, there you go, and you can suddenly see. In fact, there you go. Whee! So you can see that light there. There it is. There's your magnification. You put it to where you need it to be. Very versatile, actually. I was really impressed at how versatile this is. You can clamp it. Great movement. Gosh, I wish my back moved like that at the moment. Ooh. There you go. And also, it's not a clamp. It's only because it reminds me of a spine. It's very cleverly designed, so it rotates around. And the clamp is very clever. So it goes at exactly the right angle. Woo! And on it goes. It's really cleverly put together. I was very impressed with this. And then when you're ready, just turn it out. Fabulous. You can really, I don't know if you can see that from over there. Whoop. Here we go. Let's see if we can get. So your lighting, getting it exactly where you need it to be. And there, I'm just moving that around. There you go. Whee! Now, here's the packaging here. Oh! Say I've got the back of there you go. There's someone actually doing a bit of jewellery making with it. Very handy. So all nice and flexible, 2 times magnification. It's an acrylic lens as well, so it's nice and durable. Maybe if you've got someone and you want to gift it, someone who does model making might be really handy. Very versatile, but that's brand new today. Now the dark silver coloured snips, these are very popular. Yeah, you see, I think these are lovely. I think they look quite antique-y like that. So these are more limited, and it's a limited edition pair anyway. $9.99 for your dark silver stalk embroidery scissors, BWPH63. 10 of you just add that into your basket. Go for it. But do check out that basket. Remember, check out as many times as you like. Really doesn't matter. Check out as many times as you like. We only ever charge you 1 P&P. Beautiful. Right. Just going to move that over to there so I don't knock it. Now then, let's have a look at this one here. Now, this is one of those things where someone told me off for saying a beginner could do this. If you can do a cross stitch, if you can take your thread from one side to the other and then across, if you can do that and you're willing to work out the colours, where the colours go, and it's all mapped out for you beautifully here, then actually in terms of stitches, this is just whole threads. This is just whole, look, full stitches, full cross stitches only. And I hesitate to say that this would be anything other than, if you can do a full cross stitch, you can do this. Okay, so I think with cross stitch, it has to be what you love. If you're going to spend hours and hours on this, please pick the one that you really, really love. And so if you are a beginner, don't think you can't do this because there are lots of colours. Here's why. The manufacturers understand completely that that might feel daunting for you. So what you have down here is a key. So it's all mapped out for you up here. And then you just apply the key and that will give you the correct colour for the correct stitch. So you can see there, you'd match that shape there to whichever colour it is, and it's all colour coded. You've even got the needle in there. Now this is hang on, let me just check which, this is on your 14 count Ada, okay? And this is what you can be achieving. Just stunning. Imagine how you're going to feel when that's in your hallway and everyone comes in and admires it and you're like, yep, I made it. Producer Paul says, in your downstairs bathroom, I've got William Morris in my downstairs bathroom. I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you. Looks fabulous. And just gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful. Now maybe you want something like the absolute iconic Strawberry Thieves. We haven't got this in actual real life, have we? No, but again, the same thing applies. This kit uses full cross stitches and a back stitch in here. So if you've got any of the ones with the birds on, then a back stitch, which is one of the first stitches we're ever taught when we first learned to sew. And that just puts some detailing in on the birds. That's the only place that it's in. But this is your Strawberry Thief. So if you absolutely love this, and I only have 8 of these left because so many of you have loved this, and you get a full plan, everything that you need. This is what I love about cross stitch, is that everything that you need is in there. Just add your snips. But you've got the full layout there, all the thread you need, your needle, everything. And again, this one is on your 14 count ivory Zweigart Aida. Zweigart is a very good quality type of Aida. I love that everything is pre-sorted color-wise. Finished size, 31 centimeters square. It's a good size, isn't it? They are absolute showstoppers. I think they look beautiful, and especially framed. But you do need to check out. If you want this today, please do check out. Beautiful frames. I mean, look at them. I've only got 6 of these left. The William Morrises have been so popular, and we bought a lot of these to air. But if you want to, and actually as a series, they look gorgeous. We had someone who was getting some hand stitching, some EPP yesterday to go on a cruise. Beautiful. You know, how lovely. Sit out in the garden in this beautiful weather and still be doing something fabulous. So this one is your Bellflower. 4 of these left. But again, look at their rich, lusty colours there. 3 of them now. Oh, there's your needle in there as well. Everything sorted. Please check out your baskets, and you can have an absolute timeless classic that you have hand stitched. I think. Yes, do message in and tell us where you're going to put them. I posted a photo on social media on our Facebook fan page of my William Morris in my downstairs toilet, and someone told me off for having it somewhere where it wouldn't be seen by everyone. But everyone uses the downstairs toilet. Do you get to see it? Now that one there, the Bellflower, uses only full stitch. So if you can do a full cross stitch, there you go. And that again is on your 14 count Aida. Now here we go. This one here is our last of the William Morris. Again, limited on this one, but do bear in mind this will have your back stitch in there as well, just for the detailing in the birds. Just in the detailing of the birds. So it's just called Bird. William Morris Bird. Isn't it just so stunning? And again, your pre-sorted threads, all coded for exactly which ones you need. There is your 14 count Aida. Again, all of the sizes on these. So if you did want to buy them all for a series, they're all 31 centimeters squared. And you get the full instructions. I like to call it a map. You get all of that so that you know exactly where you're stitching. And here are your birds. We're not quite sure what birds they are. They're sort of pheasant, like stylized pheasants, aren't they? Pleasant pheasants, pleasant pheasants. $27.99. And what birds have we got at the top? Oh, look at that. Hey, there they are. Now, just bear in mind, you can see there, that's where your only back stitch comes in, is in the detailing on the birds. Everything else is your full cross stitch. I just think it's utterly charming. It's an absolute classic that you've stitched yourself. You're going to appreciate the design even more. Now, let's go from one classic to another, Liberty. Where would you like this? Do you want this here? Do you want this here? Now, this is your Liberty cross stitch book. Oh, we've only got 2 available. Okay, we're going to have to be really, really quick then, aren't we? So if you want it, pop it in your basket and check it out now. But you've got little ways to get a bit of cross stitch in your life in a beautiful way, whether it be in a coin purse, whether it be in an evening bag, earrings, on a drop. Oh, half the stock's gone. We've only got one left. Please do check out. But if you know, this is a lovely modern way to get your cross stitch into your life, into your work. If you've got it in your basket, because a lot of you have, please do check out. Sorry we don't have more stock of that, but that has been incredibly popular. I'm going to take that with me. Nice, because it doesn't have a plug. So, you know, it comes with it. Oh, that's what I meant to say. It comes with the batteries. That's good, isn't it? There you go. There we are. With my light on so that I can say exactly where I want it to be. Whoops. Let's pop that actually on the desk properly. And there it is. So you can stitch away underneath. All good. Excellent. Let me turn that off. Don't want to waste those batteries. Let's keep with the birds just for one moment, because these, I think, I don't know how you managed to get such a fluffy effect. But look at these. And I love how they're framed as well. Now, I've got this. Look at them. Look, you know the noise they're making. Now, in this kit, you get the Zweigart fabric, you get the charts, instructions, needle, and DMC stranded cottons. Now, this is about 9 by 20 centimetres. Aren't they fab? There's a series, and these are from the designs of the paintings of Valerie Pfeiffer. I think I've said that right. This is your 14 count Ada. Now, if you want to see, this is what is so lovely about cross stitch. It is stitching by numbers. So in your kit, you've got, yeah, no, everyone in the office loves this. You've got your needle, so you don't even have to worry that you've got the right size needle. This is what I mean by your sorted thread. So you can see on these, instead of a code, you get a number. So you just pick the correct number, and they're all sorted for you. Keep them on there. And then instructions come with it as well, or watch back any of our shows. This is your central point here and here. So your center points are shown. And what I like about this as well is that this obviously is much bigger than the finished project, so it's easier on the eyes. So just mark it off as you go. What Lucy does, which is fabulous, is she marks her center point, and then she marks off, because each of these blocks is 10 squares, so she'll mark off 10 counts on her fabric so that she knows she's got it marked. And actually we had one of the editors in from one of our cross-stitch magazines, and she said that she would do probably 2 of these squares a night. Just sit there and work her way through 2 of those squares in an evening. And it's all lovely. There you go. So that just gives you an idea of how these kits come. And it's lovely, especially if you're gifting it. You're not, you know, sometimes people will give you a kit, but you still have to then sort of buy something extra. Not with these kits. That's the real beauty of them. What you get everything that you need, apart from a pair of snips. That's all you need. Right, let me pop that back in the packet. And then we need to pick up a bit of pace because we've got a lot to go through. Now, next up. Oh, let's go for some pussycats. From birds to pussycat. Oh, no, hang on. Let's finish off this collection, because it might be that you want to stick with your birds, because I think a lovely collection of these, just maybe down the walls. This is your Simply Wren. Now, I have got this because I know some of you like it in different ways. Which one have you put up? You've put up the Ada, haven't you? Okay, so we've got it in Ada, and we've also got it in even weave as well. So this is your, I think it's 14 count Ada. And this is, again, this is personal preference. The picture will still look the same. It's what you're used to working with. Now you've got either a 27 count even weave or a 14 count Aida fabric to work from. Okay, this one is your 14 count Aida. Shall I show the even weave for just Paul? Are you ready for that? And then this is your even weave. So this is just a matter of personal preference. Maybe what you're used to. Okay, this one is limited. I've only got 7 of these left. So that's $14.99. ISHS 45. When we first launched these, and we only launched these sort of a month ago, it was very important to us that we gave you the choice, because I know that a lot of you have been cross-stitching for years and years and years, and it was a matter of, okay, which one do you want to go for? Because if you've always gone on even weave, you might not want to change across to Aida, and that's okay. We've given you that choice. This is Chickberry. Chickberry. And again, this is still by the same artist. This is taken from the watercolours of Valerie Pfeiffer. Now I've got this on a 14 count. Basically, if it doesn't say it's even weave, it's Aida. That's how we've done them. KJHS82 is your code there. And again, everything that you need is easy. Is in there rather. Now that is it in your 14 count. If you want it in your even weave, then the code for that is there. That's your even weave. So same result, $14.99. Can see some back stitch in there. $14.99. You see, this isn't too huge to tackle, is it? I think this is very achievable. $14.99, RFHS 30. Limited stock on that. It's been very popular. There you go. Now. So they're your birds. Should we move on to the cats? Yeah. Oh, and now hang on. If we're talking about cats, I do have to say, get well soon, Norman. Poor John's Norman hasn't been very well, but he's had a magic injection at vast personal expense to John, and is feeling a lot better. Apparently he was enjoying the sunshine yesterday. So Norman, get well soon, my love. Now, we have got 8 of these. Oh, that looks like my Hugo when he was a kitten. Just gorgeous. I've got a silver tabby called Hugo, and that just looks like him. $15.49, and generally, you know, where he shouldn't have been. It's the eyes, isn't it? Aren't they beautiful? $15.49. Now, this is an even weave. And we've only got 8 of these. My word, it's been very, very popular. It's cat in a box. ZUHS 51. There's your cat in a box. As they generally are. You can make them the most beautiful beds, but if there's a box, they'll be in it. They will just be in it. Now then, let me show you the next one. Oh, there you go. I don't do mornings. We all had a giggle at this at 6 o'clock in the morning when we saw it come out the box. I don't do mornings. Let's have a look at the first option here. Is your 14 count. $19.99. These are designed by Peter Underhill. All of the cat ones are. He's a very, very popular artist in terms of your cross stitch. I don't do mornings. That looks like my mum's cat, Mrs. McCavity, who's generally just known as Cat, if I'm honest. There we are. So Mrs. McCavity. Oh, it's Mr. McCavity, isn't it? It's the T.S. Eliot. Mr. McCavity. McCavity's not there. Well, it's here. It's because he's asleep. I don't do mornings. So a lovely effect. It's just charming. Maybe that's one for the bedroom, or even in the bathroom. Now, even weave. If you'd like that in even weave, maybe you're just starting out. Some people find even weave easier. Only 6 available. There you go, in the even weave. But again, it's just personal preference. The effect is still going to be the same. Oh, the William Morris is very popular. Please do check out if you're after the William Morris. Same with the limited edition scissors. Gosh, they're brand new today. You do have to check out. There we go. Now, that's that cat. I've got more cats. Never, never despair. More cats are on their way. The best things come in small packages. This is one for you, Producer Paul. There we go. Yeah, small things. There we go. Now, have you got the 14 count? Oh, even weave first. Okay, there we go. $15.99 on your even weave. The best things come in small packages. Producer Paul says yes. I couldn't possibly comment, being nearly 6 foot. There we go. You've got a little bit of back stitch in there as well. $15.99, ZDHS 29. We know you like that, Producer Paul. Producer Paul, for those of you that know, yeah, it does look fab. Maybe above the cat's bed, or just, you know, wherever you like, really, doesn't matter. Hallways, yeah, I think cross stitch looks great in hallways. My gran always used to have them up her stairs. She always used to have various cross stitches that she'd done up the stairs on tapestries and things. Now, if you would like that in your, I forgot which one we've got, Ada, there we go. Only 7 of these left. Gosh, been very popular. So $15.99, HTHS 48. Lovely. And again, same finish. Right. Do I have any other? Yes, I've got another. I've got a couple of more cats, actually. A couple of more cats. That was dreadful English. What about a cat in a hat? Everybody loves a cat in a hat, right? There's your cat in a hat. This is where it sort of moves across the floor, isn't it? And jump out your skin. So your cat in a hat. Have you gone for the 14 count? Yes. OVH, yes. There we go. Just need to check my codes. There it is. And again, you get everything that you need to get going for your cat in a hat. So maybe you have someone in your life who is cat mad. And again, much bigger map. I like to call it a map, you know, plan, layout, whatever you want to call it. So that it's easy on the eyes. But of course, you can always get yourself a nice lamp with a magnifier and you're good to go. Please do look after your eyes. Now, maybe you want that in your even weave. Again, like I say, when we first bought cross stitch wear, it was very important to us that we brought you even weave and Ada. So there it is, $15.49. SLHS 17. That's your code, just $15.49. I think we were saying in the office the other day that with your cross stitch, it is one of the best value for money crafts that you can do. You think how many hours fun you're going to have with this for just $15.49. It truly is. If you're after value for money, cross stitch is the way to go to keep you quiet and occupied. Now, more cats. Cats are like biscuits. One is never enough. How many cats have you got? I've got 2. Look at that. There. I think the most cats I ever managed was 6. And that was just because they had kittens. We fostered some. Now then, let's have a look. Even weave is this one. There we go. So if one cat is simply never enough, a bit like your biscuits, then your Peter Underhill design is here for you. Cats and biscuits, $15.99. You see, my trouble is that on our early get-ups, the cats get used to being fed early. So then on a morning when I can have a lie-in, nah, they're basically coming in, waking me up. Hugo likes to tap me around the face to wake me up. There you go. $15.99 for your cats and biscuits. Now, that is your even weave, and then your 14 counts is here. So again, entirely up to you. It does. I mean, if you've learned, it's one of those things. If you learn on even weave, you might be someone that just sticks to even weave. If you learn on Ada, you might just want to stick to Ada. But it's nice to be able to bring you the choice. $15.99 DCHS 98. Okay, let's go over to here and have a quick look. If you saw 8 o'clock this morning, firstly, well done for being up so early, but secondly, you will know that we have a very special deal for you today. Now, this is just for 24 hours, so this started at 8 o'clock this morning, we'll finish at 7:59 tomorrow morning, and it is giving you 10% off all our pre-cuts. So that's not just the ones that we've got here, it's also the ones online as well. So do have a look at our website, sewingquarter.com, because they're all on there as well. Now, the most popular one this morning so far is the dark red and cream. It's that traditional colourway, isn't it, that just works beautifully. Now, over half of this stock has gone, but there they are, all sorts of different creams, textures, patterns. Very traditional, very lovely. It's going to sit beautifully in so many different homes. 9 of this already have this in your basket. Please do check out. Please do check out. You are getting nearly £4 off this today. So $35.99. DCRW76 is your code. This has been the most popular one this morning. So if you love those colourways, that's going to work beautifully through with your Devon County fabrics. Might work with some of the William Morris, I'm just thinking. But it's $39.99. Minus 10%, so $35.99 is how that's working out. You use the code precuts, you use that at checkout, and then if you have any worries about using a code online or anything like that, just give us a call, 0800 112 4433, and our customer services are fabulous. Now, we also showed you the new edition of today's Quilter, and in there we found Pam and Nikki Lintot's latest quilt, which use these exact fact quarters. Now, this is 42.29. Look how stunning these are. Inspired by Amy's travels to India. If you want to do the exact same quilt that is in the magazine, with all the pattern and everything else in the magazine, you will require 2 packets of this because you use 23 fat quarters. But what better way to save than take 10% off the price of 2 packets? That's the way, isn't it? Look at that. Beautiful. So if you want to make the most of this offer today and get your fabric reduced, please do. You can also pop yourself in the magazine. We've got the magazines for you as well, so that they can come to you as well. And then you've got the whole lot. You've got the inspiration, you've got the fabric to start going. Just gorgeous. So 10% off the on-screen price there. Now, Denise Schmidt. We've got a whopper bundle of Denise Schmidts here. The beauty of it is that, yes, there are florals in there, but they're not sort of girly florals. Now, you are getting this, all 28 fat quarter pieces, 29, can't even read, for £101, 69 pence. 2 of you have got this in your baskets already. Please do check out. We do not bring offers like this very often. I'm struggling to remember when we last did, actually. But they don't come along often. So if you've managed to catch it on a day where it is on offer like this, please do get it. Maybe you've been looking at this for a while and really love these different colourways. Denise Schmidt's very clever with her colour. Anyone that can manage to mix that orange through with that sort of apricot colour in one fabric, very clever. And then take it through and then introduce your blues. So a lovely saving for you today. So if you've seen pre-cuts on our website that you've been hankering after, then make sure you make the most of that code today. Get what you need. Now, the Tania Whelan one is beautiful. This gives you the full range of the gazebo fabrics. Producer Paul wants a gazebo. You don't have a garden, do you? That makes it harder. Well, just, you know, saying. There we go. Now, £80.99. You have got beautiful fabrics in here. Like that. Look at that. Really stunning. So you've got fabrics like that in there. You've got if you wanted to quilt with these, then you've got large prints, you've got ditzy prints, you've got stripes, you've got spots, you've got some feature fabrics as well. Let me show, oh, this one. This is why it's called gazebo, by the way, because you've got this in here. If I can just open it out there. Isn't it pretty with those roses as well? So the roses are a theme throughout. But then maybe you want to match that with one of your stripes. Then you've got that. It works, it all works. And the colour palette is so pretty. So with the saving, each one is just over £3.52, but you're getting this instead of £89.99, £80 and 99 pence. Do you know what? It's nearly an extra tenner in your pocket, isn't it? Not going to argue with that. With that saving, that is basically, you could then treat yourself to a pair of scissors for £9.99. That makes these almost free. It's never about what you spend, it's about what you save. So these are your dark silver ones. Are these still the most popular ones, Producer Paul? Yeah, loads of you have to check out your baskets on this. I think these make a beautiful gift. They've got that antique feel. These are a limited edition pair. So £9.99, BWPH 63. Now maybe you want the rose gold ones. And again, if you're doing your cross stitch, which we're going to go back and look at in just a minute, then the rose gold is very pretty. And again, another limited edition. There it is, £9.99. Fab. Which is almost what you're saving if you're buying the Tania Whelan today. It's almost like getting... Right, remove that. Now come with me over here because we're not done with cross stitch. Oh, Lynn in Summer says, hi Natasha, working on the Strawberry Thieves at the moment. Love that the chart is larger, easy to count. Thank you, Lynn. Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, and I'm so pleased that you've got it and you're working on it. What I noticed actually when we launched Cross Stitch not very long ago were the number of you that shared your photos on our fan page, which was just lovely. And those of you that went, do you know what, I remember when I stitched this, you know, so-and-so had just been born or was young or this, and you remembered when you stitched it and what was going on in your lives when you stitched it and who you stitched it for. A lot of memories out there with associated with the cross stitch, which I think is really lovely. And it made a lot of you go out and have a rummage and get your cross stitch out. Get them framed, get them up on the wall. Really lovely. Now, oh, the owls. Birds of a feather. Apparently they keep each other up, look at that. I've got the birds of a feather, a hoot of owls. It's a parliament of owls, isn't it? Parliament of owls, but these guys are having a hoot. Now, let's see which one that one is. I've got this again in your 14 count and your even weave. Your 14 count Ada is the detail on your screen there. So £19.99. And there they are, birds of a feather, a hoot of owls. And again, all of the colours. I love that inky dark background there. And again, having that nice clear chart. As Lynn is finding it, you know, so much easier having a nice big chart, as you can see. £19.99, FSHS 90. And here they are. They're great fun, aren't they, those? And then I've also got that in the even weave as well. Here's your even weave. Oh, we haven't got very many of these, so if you were after these, again, this is one of my favourites. I love the misty moon at the back. Do you think that is real? I'm coming in, budge over. He's not happy about him landing, is he? He's like, I don't think so. Right, okay, let's have a look at the next ones. By the sea. Oh no, hang on, let's stick with birds of a feather. Got another birds of a feather one here. Now, how about something like this as an alternative wedding, anniversary, something like that. You've got space, haven't you, that you could embroider initials under there. These are your love owls. Now I've got this in your 14 count. Oh, look at them. Owls are always very popular, aren't they, Producer Paul? In fact, the birds have been very, very popular. Oh, the William Morris you need to check out on, by the way, well, if we're talking birds. That's been incredibly popular. Do check out on those. I don't want anybody missing out. But these are your love owls. I think beautiful for anniversaries, weddings, anything like that. And again, you've got, you can see you've got back stitch and things in there. So it's not just a full cross stitch. You've got some other stitching in there to keep your interest. So there's your whole kit. And I've got another version of it for you as well, which is your even weave. So maybe even weave is the way forward for you. Maybe that's just how you started and you're sticking with what you know. But if that is the case, I've only got 5 of these. So $11.99 there. CWHS 58. Please do check out. I've only got 5 left. Okay, let's, decisions, where to go next? Oh, let's go to the sea. By the sea. Which reminds me of living in Cornwall, when they put out an alert that please do not feed the seagulls. They had become over-friendly. And there was a postman in one of the seaside villages who actually wouldn't deliver the post because he was being attacked by over-friendly seagulls. So this is your fish and chips. Which one are we going with? The 14 count Ada. I've got this in Ada and an even weave. Again, everything that you need to know in there. Instructions, charts, your Ada, your thread, your needle, all in there. Oh, hello again, Lynn. I've got, that's the same message, Producer Paul. Oh, she says that she's just bought the I don't do mornings for the restroom work. Perfect. Oh, gosh, she's a nurse. Oh, gosh, on days and night. Oh, that's, well, firstly, thank you. I take my hat off to nurse. I don't know how you do your job at all. And yes, very relevant. Don't do mornings, don't do evenings. And the other version is your even weave. There you go. That is your even weave. Only 8 of these left. So if you're after this today, please do grab it. NEHS 68. It's a bit of fun. I've got more of this series, actually. I've got another one, but I don't actually have the actual finished sample of it. But if you could just imagine these little chaps. Let me do it so that there's no glare off the lights, or minimal glare. Now this is your beach huts. Again, those seagulls, they get around, don't they? So this is by the same artist. These are by Karen Carter. So if you've collected any of hers, here we go. These are your beach huts. Don't beach huts go for an extortionate amount of money? God, in Brighton, my word. I saw one for like £65,000 for a beach hut. It's just a very fancy shed in a good location. But actually on a day like today, amazing. $19.99 there. MNHS 23. And that is 14 counts. And I've also got it in your even weave as well. So that is your 14 count, and your even weave is up here, is that one. But again, you know, pounds per hour spent, fabulous value for money. Maybe you want to take this on holiday. I could just imagine zipping down to Cornwall, sitting by the beach, cup of tea, bit of this. Lovely present for someone. Really lovely. Actually, my aunt's got a seaside-themed bathroom downstairs. But what is it with cross-stitch bathrooms? We kind of keep coming back to putting these in the bathrooms, don't we? Or hallways. But it's a lovely hobby to start. You know, just lovely. Maybe it's just something you've always fancied doing. Now, my last one to show you this morning, and then I'll recap on any that are getting low on stock or any that you need to start checking out on, or maybe if there's one you'd like to look at in more detail, happy to get them out of the packets for you. This is the Home of Happy Stitching row of dogs. That's a row of cats. Excellent. I've got a row of cats and a row of dogs, by the way. So I'll just leave that up there for you, shall I? That's the row of, I know, I thought I had an even weave and an Ada, so I picked it up going, it's a row of dogs and put the cats up there. So $19.99 for that, and then let me show you the dogs. So dogs and cat lovers, all catered for here. Can you spot one that looks like your dog in there? They've all got names, but of course there's no reason if there's one that looks a bit like yours that you couldn't rename. Now, this is your Boothie threads. You are getting 16 count Ada in here, pre-sorted stranded cottons. You're getting thread, needles, your stitch diagram and instructions. The finished size of this is 36 by 10 centimetres. It uses full stitches, full cross stitches, back stitch, and also French knots. So you're going to be putting the eyes and that detailing in with your French knots. But again, they're easy to do. And then the cats, let's just recap the cats. Here are your cats. And then there's your backgrounds for that one. So you've got Sammy, Bertie, Jasper, Ling Ling, Chester, Tufty, Marmalade, Boots and Boff. 16 count Ada again, and again a finished size of 36 by 10 centimetres. You've got full cross stitches in here, back stitch and French knots, just like the dogs. And all of the artwork here is by June Armstrong. Okay, now, if you're a new buyer, welcome, and maybe you're making the most of our 10% off pre-cuts today, then there's another little added bonus that you get for being a brand new customer and spending over £10. If you do, then you will get 2 meters of randomly selected fabrics with your order, which is just fabulous. Absolutely wonderful. So it's a lucky dip. Happy days. Now, where's my other lamp gone? Oh, it's over here. Ah, now, this one made me giggle. I really like this, actually. Because it's just so handy and incredibly portable. So you might be thinking with this, well, that's great. I really need a magnifier and I really need those LED lights. But what if I just don't have anywhere to clamp it? Well, I tell you what goes with you everywhere, ladies. I'm about to show you when I can unravel this. Yes. 2 times magnification. I don't know if this is the one. Oh no, this is a new one. We didn't have the, no, it's not turned on. You've got lights on there, but they're the same strength as that little one there. But this isn't the one with the batteries in. I haven't put the batteries in this one yet. But you do, you've got lights so that you can see exactly what you're doing. You've got your 2 times magnification, and you just adjust it to whatever angle so that you need it. Now, the first time we bought this, it sold out. And we also don't think that you have to have, obviously, a bust. If you know, we tried this on Ian in the office, our buyer, and he doesn't, and it was absolutely fine. But you just adjust it because it's got these little rubbery feet on here. You just adjust it to whatever angle you want. So wherever you are, it doesn't pull on your neck as well, so you can keep your posture good, and you can get it in exactly the right position for you. So knitting, stitching, crocheting, whatever you like. It did make me giggle, I'm not going to lie. But actually brilliant and very, very important. Just take it with you. And then, you know, if the doorbell goes or something, just pop it down, go and answer it, and then back to work. Lots of you popping it in your basket. It is 2 times magnification. You also have your double lights there. If I'd have popped the batteries in, then you would have seen those. So they're LEDs, they don't heat up, and it just puts the light exactly where you need it. It doesn't feel any heavy. You know, John always has his glasses round on a little chain thing. It's no different to that, really. So it's not pulling on the neck or anything. It just means that it's exactly where you need it. Fully adjustable as well, so you just put it exactly where you need it. And off you go. Now, there you go. There's a picture of someone working with it. Hands, that's the thing, isn't it? Hands-free, no plugs, anything like that. 2 times magnification. You don't get 2 hands, but it means that you've got 2 hands free to do stuff. Now, you will need to add your batteries in with that one. They're just 3 AAA batteries, that's all you need in there. And they go in very easily in there. That's where they just slot in there. There you go. There. Okay, cool. Very handy little piece of kit. So if you pop that in your basket, please check that out. Right, do you want to do hoops as well? Because, and this is, again, this is personal preference. Some of our guests like to hoop their cross stitch. Now, 20-inch is this one. Oh, that's 20 centimetre. Hang on, well, the big one, 8 inch, that's this one. 20 centimetre or 8 inch is this one here. So some people like to hoop, others don't. To hoop or not to hoop, that's entirely up to you. It's just £3.49. The other one is 12 inch. That's a big one. 30 centimetres. So if you think your William Morris was 31 centimetres square, and you get a little bit extra, don't you? So that would probably fit in here if you wanted. But it's £4.49. We just use these for putting beautiful pieces of fabric in. Now, let's have a closer look at these scissors, because these are a limited edition and very, very pretty and a great price. $9.99. These are your dark silver ones. These are your embroidery stalk scissors. Look at that nice, long, sharp beak there. Now, of course, your stalk scissors, named as stalk scissors because midwives used to use them. Snip, snip. $9.99. BWPH 63. I like a bit of history. Lovely, lovely present. And you could always just pop a little ribbon or something through there so that you have them always to hand. So very pretty. Brand new today. Limited edition with this dark silver. And that's $9.99. Maybe you like rose gold. We know you love rose gold coloured things. We know you do. So if you've got some of our rose gold coloured scissors and maybe you want to add to your stash, add to your collection, then $9.99 gives you your rose gold stalk embroidery scissors. It's rose gold coloured, by the way. And there they are. Brand new today, limited edition, $9.99. Great gift. Really nice, affordable gift, isn't it? Whee! And you'll just keep them. You'll just keep them, keep them, keep them. Fab. Oh, yes, we've got to give you that message, haven't we? Data protection is changing its T's and C's. So if you love getting a heads up on different offers, programs that are coming up, different shows, competitions, things like that, all you have to do is head to our website and you just have to re-sign up to the mailing list. So go down onto the email list, click your name, email address. It's that easy. It'll take you 2 seconds, but otherwise, just one day you'll stop hearing from us, and that'll be sad. And then you won't know what's coming up. You won't know what beautiful quilts we've got, when your favourite guests are next on. You just won't know. Whilst we're on the website, oh yes, now World Craft Week. Now, if you want to get involved with World Craft Week, and that's running all this week, then head to the website and do get involved. It's helping a charity called Bliss, which helps premature babies, And so do go and have a look, because there's lots of different ways that you can sew along, get involved, and it's all on the website. All of those details are on there. But then you can make a donation there as well. Bliss doing fabulous work with your premature babies there. So if you'd like to go and have a look on that, that's all on the website, and help us support World Craft Week 2018. So it's always worth having a little rummage, isn't it, through our website, because you never know what you're going to find. So if you would like to donate, Craft for Bliss campaign, then you can text make 14 followed by the amount. So if you wanted to donate £10, it would be make 14 and then £10. And the text number there, 70070. Okay? Now today is the launch of our magazines. I have 3 magazines for you, and they're flying in as we speak. Now, today's quilter, we love this one because, well, lots of reasons. Firstly, it's a fabulous magazine. Lots of traditional styles in here. But look, Pam and Nikki Lintott, who have sold over, I think it's over 35,000 books on quilting, have got a design in there. All sorts of other inspirations, but we had the fat quarters that went with that today. So you can get 10% off on those fat quarters. Now, this magazine here is #1 in the UK. Intermediate to experienced quilters here. Oh, woo, lots of our guest designers feature in here. There you go. There's that quilt, stunning. Now, love, oh, and also you're getting some free graph paper so that you can plot out your own blocks. It's great. Now, Love Patchwork and Quilting is here. Now, fresh and modern, and again, this is a market leader with our magazines. So at least 20 different projects in here, and again, you'll see lots of familiar names in here as well. And then our last one is Simply Sewing. So this gives you all sorts of different dressmaking. You'll often see Joe Carter toys and things in here. I do believe this month's might be a Piggy Pig Pig. So wedding bunting, all sorts in there, beautiful dresses. Check out those baskets. Lucy's back after the break, so don't miss out on this quilt coming up after this short break. See you in just a few short moments.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
We have an exclusive offer for you today with 10% off all pre-cut fabric. From stunning design rolls to fat quarter packs, you can pick your favourite pre-cut fabric and receive 10% off with the code PRECUT. Delve into designer brands like Amy Butler, Anna Maria Horner and Tania Whelan, or simply finish off that project with a selection of pre-cut solids. But be quick, as this offer only lasts until 8 AM on the 20th of April. So why not stock up those pre-cut treats you've been meaning to buy and enjoy 10% off today with the discount code PRECUT.
Hi, my name's Jo Carter and these are my top 3 tips. My first tip would be, even if your sewing room is normally a real mess, and mine always is, try and take the time to organise your fabric, your stash into colour order, because being able to see it and have it there, meaning you can pick out the colours and have them to hand and try fabrics together, really does help when you're quilting, and it means you use all of your fabric and things don't get lost and forgotten about. My second tip would be try and get to know your sewing machine. So spend an hour or an afternoon trying out buttonholes and various stitches and just get to know what it can do, because then when you've tried them, you know you can bring things into projects and make life easier a lot of the time. And my third tip will be try and sew when there's somebody else around so that they can keep you supplied with fresh cups of tea so your sewing's not interrupted.
Throw kisses to the misses as we bring you a brand new stylish jacket pattern, the McCall's Mrs. Jacket. On Sunday, the 22nd of April at 8 a.m, Amanda Wyatt is in the studio sharing her tips and tricks with you to make this wearable and comfy piece in some utterly divine crepe fabrics. This daywear jacket can be tweaked to perfection. Add flared sleeves, extend the jacket to skim you at mid-length, or crop it at the hip. From maroons to powder blue, we've put together a selection of linings and crepes to suit your outfit choice. So be sure to watch Amanda's jacket making workshop on Sunday, the 22nd of April at 8 a.m, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
Welcome to our last live hour this morning. Lucy has been busy designing quilts. Oh yes, she has. And putting some beautiful colourways together. So if you've been admiring the quilt that we've been stood in front of all morning, now is your chance to see how it's made, how it's put together, the beautiful colours that Lucy's chosen for them. Take a look at this. Wow. Lucy says that's a beginner can do that. Yeah, she's confident. She is confident. It's fab. So lovely, modern, fresh look there. Great colourways. And using your Creative Grids non-slip ruler. This is your 60 degrees triangle 8-inch. And that's all you need. So there aren't loads of instructions or anything else. Lucy's going to show us how, so you just have to watch back the hour. Fabulous. And look at all of these fabulous colours here. So you get your thread as well. And that comes in the bundle, okay? So that starts you off with your rulers. You are going to get 1/2 metre of each of these. So 7.5 metres in total here. We've got forest fruit. We've got, what else we got? Mercury, glacier grey. We've got grass. We've got emerald greens. We've got spearmint. We've got foliage green, we've got ocean, we've got marine blue, and then you've got 1 metre of your pistachio and 2 metres of optical white. Obviously that wasn't actually in colour order. I suddenly realised as I was reading it out that you were probably thinking, Natasha doesn't know her colours. It's just what's in there. Thread and the ruler all in for £71.99. That's great. I mean, that's a kit that never runs out, is it? Because you've always got the ruler. Now, next one is in all of your sort of mistier colours, earthy tones. It's really lovely. You're going to be able to get some real distance going on with these colours if you want to work through with your blues and your greys. But again, 7.5 metres of fabric. This is a whopper. And as you work your way through, we're getting claret. No. No, that's the wrong bundle. That's the wrong bundle, Producer Paul. Oh, do you want to do the other one? Okay, right, let's go over to the autumnal colours. We're not doing that one yet. You are getting, Producer Paul say you're getting claret and nude. I'm like, not in that one, I'm not. We're not getting nude at all, it's fine. There's your nude. You're also getting claret in there, nude, vintage pink. We're getting real purple, port. You are getting Vienna orange. You're getting lilac, flamingo, which is down there, I can't keep up, coral. You're getting 1 metre of damson and 2 metres of Christmas red. These are going to be the colourways that Lucy is going to demo with today. And that's £71.49 plus your creative grid, plus your thread. And then the last one that I was going through, merrily by myself, was this one. Here we go. So this one, of course, giving you the neutrals. So you've got 1/2 metre of mercury, of charcoal, glacier grey, cappuccinos. You've got beige. These aren't in colour order, by the way, just so that you know, as I just show you these. You've got slate biscuit, pearl blue, mocha, and then you've got 1 metre of chocolate and 2 metres of black. So just in case you think I don't know my colours, they are just all the colours that are in there. I'm not being given them in colour order, just so you know. £71.49, hurrah. Lucy, Let's make it. Was it really
I can't
confusing?
Stop giggling. I'm having a giggling fit. You'll have to excuse me.
That's right. Giggle away. Welcome. This is your very own quilt.
It is.
Hooray! Where did the inspiration
Hooray.
come from?
Honestly, I don't know. Just from my
no, it's fine.
mind. I knew I wanted to use that ruler. I love triangles. I love making things with triangles. And so it just became a forest mountain.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? In a very modern feel.
In a very modern feel. So I had, I just laid out triangles, you know, just sketched them out and just started colouring them in. And that was what I came up with.
That was how it worked. Perfect. We all have to have... I'm always intrigued at people's processes as to how they reach this end point. And there it is. Nice.
Yeah.
I've got the ski
And it goes, you
Sunday.
can't even see, it goes right up.
It's huge.
Right up there, it is huge.
How big is it?
It's quite a lot of sky in it. I think it's about 74.
Okay. Maybe it's just a
something like
misty
that.
day and you can't
Square.
sit up with a mountain.
Yes, that's it. And there's lots you can do with it as well. So I'm going to be just giving out lots of ideas.
We're
as we go
freestyling it a
along.
bit today.
We are freestyling it a
Why
little
not?
bit. There are two different ways that you can approach this. So one would be very methodical and mathematical. It's not necessarily my way, but it's very easy with the measurements on the ruler to work out, you know, what sizes you need to be doing for each of your rows.
Okay.
But then I have done it in an improvisational way.
It's huge,
So,
Lucy.
I know. So I'm going to show you the improv way and then talk about how else you can do it. And other
Well,
things that you
I
could
like
do.
how you've quilted it because it's all sort of zigzaggy. It's like how you'd come down the mountain.
Well, I sort of wanted it to be clouds, but not like, you know, like on a mountain, the clouds sort of come across, don't they?
drift,
More
don't they?
than
Yeah.
sort of, you know, big round clouds. So that's why I've done it like that.
Rather than
and
your
then,
Simpsons clouds.
Rather than Simpsons clouds. And then I wanted this to look like trees. So I've done in the same fashion that I've just shown in the earlier hour of going over the lines to create this tree effect. And that's a very simple quilting
Fabulous.
pattern. But it's all free motion quilted on this machine, but my version at home.
Yeah,
of this
because you have
machine.
that
Yeah, I
you
have
bought
that
from us.
machine.
Yes. Okay. 3 different colourways.
3 different colourways.
That's your purples, your greens, but we've gone berries.
We have, yeah, which is going to give a completely different look.
I think it's going to feel like sunrise.
And warmer, actually. I know we're calling it autumn, but I would go I would say sunrise. It's very warm.
Yeah, no,
and there's
lovely.
not a touch of brown. There's no brown in this one. So you can go sun.
You sound disappointed.
Well, I do like brown.
I know.
I'm doing that tomorrow, though. I'm doing my browns tomorrow.
You are? Yeah, that's what I've been walking past all day
Yeah.
today, is Lucy's brown quilt from tomorrow.
It's
Very
not
retro.
just brown. But yeah.
It's called Seventh Heaven.
Yes.
It's a Pam and Nicky Lintott tomorrow.
It is lovely.
There it is. I think that's lovely and retro.
It is.
Yeah, perfect.
With those nice apples. But that's not what we're doing today. Today we're doing mountains.
We are all over the place. Right. How do we do this?
Okay, so you can start off, either you can just go ahead, start cutting and piecing them, or you can work out how many...
Steady on.
I know,
Straight in.
how many triangles you want in a row. So I would start off with, and I did start off with doing the base.
Are these the full size 8-inch?
Yes. So I'm using
Right.
the full size of the ruler, and I'll show you how because you can change that if you want to. And then also with half, so there's no waste with this. Those are half triangles that are pieced. I'm not cutting off the edge of the quilt.
Nice.
So there's absolutely no waste with this quilt whatsoever.
No, I'm happy with that.
Unless you're doing it the improv way that I am, but there is a way around it. I'll come to that. And build off of that. So the bottom 3 rows on my quilt are all triangles.
Okay.
Okay, and then we move into adding in these side sections, but that's quite easy. So I'm going to start off with the base and just show you literally how we're sewing the triangles together. With this one, I'm starting off with my darker colours, and that's something that you want to think about as well. Where are you going to position things? What's going to be the sky? You know, and how you're going to incorporate the colours. So I've gone with this one, obviously, from the darker greens up to the blues to the purples. So
just
creating sort of,
it,
sort of an ombre, but it's entirely up to you how you arrange the colours. And it's a really fun one to play about with. So depending on what look you're going for, I would take all of your colours and sort of arrange them into the order you want to position them
It's just a lovely, fresh, modern... I could see this in a ski chalet or, you know, something like that. Or if you've got a she shed, you know, or a log cabin or something like that. Or just...
That would be nice.
Or even if you just really love skiing and miss it for the rest of the year, you've got this as a lovely reminder.
I can't ski, but I love hiking.
Perfect.
So that would be, you know, when I think of mountains, I think of going for hikes. So that's mine.
Producer pulls the other way.
Yeah. Skiing.
Yeah.
Right.
He hates hiking.
Yeah. Oh, I love hiking.
But he likes to ski.
Yeah, not like in the cold, on a nice day.
With a beautiful sunrise,
with a beautiful sunrise or sunset, or whichever way you want it to be. So have a play around with your colours and work out where you're going from, and then start off with the bottom, because those are going to be your complete rows. That's the easiest way of doing it. And then everything we're cutting from strips. So I'm using the 8.5 inch ruler, which is very helpful doing this because I want my strips to be 8.5 inches.
Oh, that's all
so that I'm
getting
the full. I know, it's working out very well. The full width of the triangle. Now, when you get the ruler, it comes with the packaging, so you've got that in there that explains how to use the ruler and shows you some different things that you can make up with the blocks. Obviously, I'm just doing it with individual triangles, but you can create lots of things with this ruler. It's not just
So if you wanted to do a scaled down version, you could just use your ruler, smaller, narrower strips.
Yeah, so this would be a lovely, this sort of pattern would make a lovely mini quilt or something to give as a gift to somebody, or a cushion. So you don't have to do it this size. You can do it to whatever size you like.
I could see teenagers going off to university with that kind of quilt. It's got that kind of adventurer feel to it.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, I've just had another idea. Remind me later. Okay, so not to get too carried away before I've even started. So all I'm going to do is cut strips. So like I said, I'm using the 8.5 by 24.5 inch ruler because that's going to be the full width of my triangle. So the first thing I'm going to do is just straighten up the edge of this fabric. And this is really important when you're using a ruler that's going to be the full width. You know, you're cutting from a strip.
There's no wiggle room, is there?
You have to have your sides be perfectly straight. So the first thing that I'm going to do is straighten up this edge, because that's going to allow for that precision when we come to cut out with the ruler. So I've just got to flip this over, and you can see I'm cutting more than one at once.
Yes.
So I'm actually...
This is your real purple.
Yeah, so I've actually got 3 different fabrics, so I'm going through 6 layers. You don't need to do this. You can, of course, just do one at a time. It's going to nudge you.
Nudge you away, that's fine.
And then, obviously, you just want to press down on your ruler, and you can cut.
But that's it, isn't it? You've got that confidence from using a good rotary cutter and, of course, the Creative Goods rulers. It's not going to slip around all over the place. Could you imagine if you weren't using a good ruler and you went through and cut through badly?
And a good blade is the other thing.
Yes.
What I will just say, just a random tip while I'm here, and I've thought about it. When you've made a cut, especially if you've got lots of layers, occasionally you may need to go through twice if your blade's not particularly sharp or whatever, and it's pressure as well. But what I do is I never move the ruler, I always move the fabric.
Oh, and then
because if I go like that, then I know, and then if I need to go a second time, I can do that. But that's just a good thing to remember. So I've got my strip, and then I can just cut out the triangle shapes.
The nice thing about this, Lucy, is that there's no right way with the fabric.
No,
because it's all our solids.
Yes.
And that helps as well if you're a beginner. You're not having to worry about print direction or anything like that.
Absolutely, because if it is print, then you do need to think about it. And if I was doing print, I would probably open up my fabrics. I wouldn't be cutting so many at once. Just to make sure I've got everything the way that I want. And
however,
when you use this ruler, you're making a cut and then doing it upside down. So if you're doing a print, I always separate them into 2 separate piles, the upside down ones and the right side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But with this, no problem. And you don't even need to worry about a front or a back either, so it does make piecing really easy. So the first cut, I always angle the fabric because I've got to cut this way and that way, and I don't want to be cutting directly towards myself. So if I just angle that, that makes it easier. But you can see how cutting the strip to exactly that width is the full width of the ruler. And if I was cutting it smaller, I just need to line it up with whatever finished size triangle I want.
And again, that's all very clearly marked on these rulers.
Yeah, and that on the ruler, it's got finished sizes as well. So you can just check your check the paper bit that comes, the instructions that come with it to see as to where you're going. So by doing that, I've just cut 6 at once, so I've got the different colours. So now it's just a case of arranging them as I want them. I'm going to make another cut because I want more of the same colours. So I don't need to move, now at this point, I don't need to keep moving the fabric, I'm just moving the ruler.
It's only on that initial cut, isn't it?
It's just on that initial cut because it's, you don't want to hurt yourself and it's awkward to be cutting towards
just head it
yourself.
towards me, it's fine.
No. And then turn it around again and I'll get another one out.
You will get another one?
Yeah.
Tell you what, you might even get another one if you wanted it.
Well, these ones, what I probably will do is save these for the side bits. So I'll come back to these in a minute.
That looks more like a volcano in the bit at the top, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't
Lucy's
it?
Volcano Mountains.
Yeah. Just trying to, you could sew those together and make some volcanoes.
Well, then the Christmas red would be the lava coming down the side.
You could do that. You could do that with the I mean, that would be a really fun. My kids would love that, a lava mounting quilt.
And then if you got some of the dinosaur fabrics the other day, you could fussy cut out the dinosaurs and place random.
See, we're going to have so many ideas of what we can do with this.
Producer Paul says it would be unbelievable.
Oh no, no! I think that deserves a prize
for the worst joke ever.
Pun possible. Oh no. Okay. Let's sew, shall we?
I think that might be preferable. There's just like a group groan that goes around, isn't there? You've got Tim and Chris on cameras this morning that just,
we all just went like
there's a look of pain on Tim's face, like, see what I have to put up with when I'm upstairs directing?
I'm just glad I can't hear it. So, if I can just show you here, so what I have done is I've been quite careful about using 2 different colours, okay? So in each of these, I've got 2 different colours, maybe with the odd different one. And I've tried to put the darker in the background and the lighter ones in the foreground. But that's not to say that you have to do it that way. So you very much can mix things up. And don't be afraid of putting 2 together occasionally if you wanted to.
Award-winning director Mike says, what a palaver.
Oh no!
Just gets worse, Lucy.
That's
I'm sorry.
actually quite good, but in like the worst way.
I know. Don't
like in a book of grandad jokes. That's probably
them.
not so bad. Oh dear! And those are just the ones you're saying. So who knows what awfulness they're coming out with?
But they love this quilt.
Good, thanks. So at this point, you know, I would just go ahead and cut a lot of triangles. You are going to use a lot. If you decide that that's not going to be in your base row, it's probably going to end up somewhere else.
And you get a lot of fabric, 7.5 metres, Lucy.
Yeah. And you could sketch it out initially, or you can just go ahead and sew. Sometimes it just depends what mood I'm in as to what I do. I did sketch this and colour in. Okay. So I knew where I was going to position everything. But equally, because of the design of it, you could just keep sewing and it'll work out whatever way you decide to do it.
Cheryl says you need a rolling tumbleweed graphic for bad jokes.
We do. It'd just be non-stop though, wouldn't it there?
Cheryl, you have no idea. You absolutely. Very right.
Okay, so that's this sort of triangle thing. And this is what you want to be thinking about, which colours you're going to arrange where. So I'm going to go back and show you how to do the half ones
so
for the edge.
Chop it in half?
No, you don't. So there's no waste. It's fantastic. So can I have that bit back? In this maroon colour. Yes, the palaver. I'm going to do the maroon one. And this is the brilliant thing about this grid. Now, having said there's no waste, I am going to waste a little bit, only because I'm using that extra bit that was left over.
Oh, no, you're using up your scraps.
Yeah, but you could cut this from the edge of your fabric. So of your fabric strip, you can cut it from the edge and you would have less then. But yeah, I'm using up what's left over, which is fine.
Yeah, I was going to say something else, completely forgot what it was.
Okay, that's all right, don't worry about it.
So, what are you doing?
So I'm just straightening off that edge. Now, really, I need to give that a bit of a press.
Oh, luckily the iron's on. What luck.
Yay! Because that's because that's where that fold was. So that was the fabric folded in half. So that's why it's got that crease in it.
So, hang on, I've got it. Might take a moment.
Well, it's all right. Just so long as you don't want to be cutting when there's crease.
Can the steam then?
We can add effects now, can't we? To the mounting.
Especially if I set off all the fire alarms.
Try not to. Although it's quite warm.
Mountain in rainfall.
Yeah, we could do that.
There you go.
I'm used to wet weather.
The best I can do for now, I'm afraid.
No, that's okay.
Sorry about that.
So I'm going to do this upside down, but that makes it easier for you to see at home. So the really clever thing about this ruler is it not only makes the whole shapes, it also makes the side shapes. Because when you're doing triangles, half a triangle, if I was to take a triangle and cut it in half, that doesn't work for the side.
Oh, no, it's not, because you need the seam allowance.
Because you need the seam allowance.
Yes, of course.
So what's so clever is, on the ruler, can you see where there's, if I move it over there, can you see where there's that frosted section that runs down the middle?
Non-slip grip.
So on either side of that central line, on both sides, is the extra seam allowance you need for either side of the end of a row. So you can do both sides to finish them off. So what that means is, I mean, of course you can put a load of triangles together and then trim off the edge.
Yeah,
you can do it that way, but you're going to lose some. So it makes more sense to
This is designed by Rachel Cross, so that makes sense. She's very clever lady. It's her family that set up Creative Grids. So when you get this, never throw this bit away, because it will give you instructions. So if you've forgotten what Lucy said, you know, you do have instructions in there as to how to use the ruler.
They're completely clear, it makes total sense.
But it's quilters making for quilters, which is why it's so handy to have. And the fact that that is sort of opaque, because it's got the non-slip grip as well, means that even if you're just trimming up a partial triangle,
so you've got that grip all the way around the edge, you've got the circle grips in there as well, and that grip. So it's really...
why we love them.
Yes, why we love them. So that's going to make up my end of the row.
Okay. Did we need two of those?
And then I can put these back. Well, we will do, but, you know, I don't know how far. I need to get onto another row, so we'll see how far we get. So I'm just going to build up the row like that. So I'm actually going to start from this side just to show you sewing the triangles first, and then we'll come to the half bit.
Do I need to be worried that I've cut a triangle and that there's going to be a bit of give in that fabric, because it's almost biased?
I mean,
it's not quite biased because it's 60 degrees.
Yeah, but there is more give than if you'd cut it straight. There are a couple of things you can do about that. You can starch all of your fabrics before you cut, so that's going to give them a bit more strength. And then most importantly, whether you choose to starch or not, because that's personal preference, you just don't want to pull as you're sewing.
So be gentle.
It's really important. So yes, just be gentle. Be nice to the fabric. And then we're going to be sewing them together in rows. Now, triangles are a funny sort of a thing, because occasionally when you're sewing them, you can get a little bit confused which side you're sewing on. Right. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So I've cut out some triangles and I've started sewing my row, but it looks like a diamond.
Yes.
Okay? Because I've sewn two together. So when I'm come to sew my next bit...
Yes.
Can you see what I mean? Yes. So we're sewing in rows, but it is
not
quite
triangles.
easy to get confused about which side to sew it on. And obviously, if I sewed another one up here...
Lucy.
I know, but I'm just saying, when you're starting out, sometimes you sew two together and go, oh, hang on, this is wrong.
But
that's right. So the beginning one looks like a diamond.
It looks like a diamond, but it's not.
And then you keep
But it is, but
adding.
it's not.
It is, but it's not. Yeah. But that just shows a little bit of other things you could do with the ruler as well. Wink, wink. Okay, so sewing the triangles together is really easy. There is a dog ear on the top point makes a dog ear.
Because the ruler
doesn't have a dog ear. Oh, how confusing am I?
The dog ear
chopped
has been
off one
removed,
dog ear, yes.
And that gives you your 1/4 of an inch seam allowance.
Yeah, anyone who's just switched, we're not being cruel to animals, it's the quilting term for the tip of the triangle.
There's some weird old terminology.
Anyway, there is lots. So we're going to sew that seam, but you can see there that that's where that section's come off. And that point there gives us the line for our seam allowance. What I will tell you about Creative Grids is it's 1/4 of an inch. So if you've got a 1/4 inch foot, you're happy sewing 1/4 of an inch, that's really all you need to know. That's a good guide and a reference, but don't worry about it too much. So we're not with this, we don't need to position anything, you know, slightly off or whatever, because we can look at that point and we know, okay, that's 1/4 of an inch, so that's right.
That's what can put people off triangles, isn't it?
Is
having to offset. And we covered that yesterday with lovely Jane on one of the shows, was how to offset these seams. And it is something that can be confusing. But here, doesn't matter. Lucy's designed it with the Creative Grids. It's all good. Oh, Producer Paul says you've got to start checking out. The one that we're demoing with now is the most popular, so please do check out. A whopping 7.5 metres of fabric and a Creative Grid for £71.49 and a thread. It's incredible value.
It is. And you could add more, you could make it bigger, to be honest. If you want, you know,
you could make it if you want to get carried away of a mountain.
You've got enough colours to, you know, maybe add another row if you wanted to. Just saying. Yeah. Very often I've made a quilt and then I go, I wish it was just that tad bit bigger, just fractionally. I have a very tall husband. It's fine for me, but he always wants them to be longer. Anyway.
You mean you actually share?
Well, try not to, but occasionally you sort of have to, don't you?
You're shivering in the corner.
Okay, so as I'm sewing this, I'm just going to go from one end to the other and I'm not going to backstitch because I'm going to be sewing my rows together and I'm using a small stitch length.
Did you shorten it?
That's how it's set on my machine. But for the people sewing at home, I would make sure that your stitch length is a small one. So mine is a 1.8. But
that's because you've got a super duper machine. Well, you've got this one, you've got the 680 that will shorten it.
Even if you have to move your needle over, it may not, you know, your machine may not reduce your stitch length. So make sure you reduce your stitch length because you don't want to be pressing your seams and to have your seams start to open. And the reason I'm saying that is you can backstitch beginning and end, but because you've got a little point, just a little point in there, it very easily can get sort of chewed up. So to save yourself the bother, just go ahead and sew from one end to the other. Don't worry about backstitch, but make sure you've got a shorter stitch length. Okay. If you do want to backstitch, start on the fabric and then go backwards and forwards.
Yes. Or you can put your quilting plate on, your stitch plate.
You can put your stitch plate on, yeah, that would help as well.
If you've got the 680.
Yes. I need to remember to get that out.
Oh, it's so easy to switch over.
I know, I shouldn't I? But I just... And the other thing that's good as well is the machine won't let you do any stitches that you shouldn't do with a...
Oh, it knows.
So it knows.
Yeah. It knows it all. Which way am I pressing this? Does it matter? Or open, or...?
It does matter.
Oh, okay.
It matters because when I come to put the next one, I'd rather that seam... But then I'm going to... No, it doesn't matter. You can do it open, but I would do it to the side. Let's go...
Any side? Pick a side, any side.
OK, I'd like this one in the foreground, so press it towards the purple, please. But then it's going to change when I come to the next one. So it really doesn't matter, but I would go with the side. I would go with pressing seams to the side just because it's easier.
It doesn't matter, but it really does.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but it does.
But make sure you do it right.
No, just press them to the side, it's fine. Because either way, and you're going to be overlapping. You're going to be that's beautifully pressed. You're going to, so see now how you go.
Oh yeah, you have that moment where you go which way. Okay.
It's very easy to get confused, you know, and it would be easy to sew that one onto there. You just need to remember you're sewing it in a straight row.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say something else, but I'm just confused myself. So
don't confuse
I'll carry on. So again, you can see I'm just lining that up. So I'm keeping these dog ears here because it helps to line those up.
Right.
And then on this side is where I haven't got one, and that just is a guide for my seam allowance. Okay. So where you have got dog ears, I'm going to match those up rather than chop them off.
Okay, okay.
So we can chop them off later.
There's a time and a place.
There's a time and a place.
Chopping
Not
these
yet.
things off.
Not yet. They're actually very helpful when you're sewing triangles together for maintaining that precision.
Okay. Lucy, what room in the house will this go in your house?
It would go, well, okay, really honestly, my son wants it.
Does he?
Yeah, my son wants it. So it would have to go in his room because he wants it.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, he absolutely just fell in love with it, which is so nice.
It's a big compliment, isn't it?
It's a big compliment, and they see me quilting all the time. So for him, it's special, particularly because he's the eldest as well. So, you know, we've got a lot of not bothered going on, but for him to actually say that he wants something is lovely.
Juiceable says he can't have it. He's so mean. I think he's not forgiven us for not laughing at his joke.
No, well, if it's not funny, we're not going to laugh, are we? Just put it that way.
So how is Lucy?
Again, that one's going to the purple, so it's easier to press from that side. You can set, lovely. You do such a good job.
Well, you know, I've learnt from the best round here.
Okay, so I am going backwards just to show people how easy it is to sew the triangles, okay? So that's very simple.
Yes.
Another thing to note, if you are a beginner, is that, can you see at the top, I've got a point, and then I've got some fabric above the point.
Yes, looks like a teepee.
There you go. And so the point isn't meant to go to the edge of the fabric. You're meant to have that 1/4 inch because that's your seam. So then your points aren't going to get lost when you come to sew the rows together.
How many starters have gone, oh gosh, and chopped them off?
I've had it happen so many times. I've been in teaching, and people have gone ahead. They're not listening. And then, no, I'm
not
joking.
Listening
but
to Lucy.
No. But they think, oh, I've done something wrong, and so they don't want me to see that they've done it wrong, and so they cut it off, and I go, no, you were right the first time. So it is always worth bearing in mind. But when you start, you do think, well, that's right, and because you're looking at the other side, going, well, that point matches there.
Oh, yes,
why doesn't that point? But you haven't
sewn
anything to it yet.
Yes,
so
yes. I see where the confusion can lie.
And then the side one, this is where we do need to overlap slightly so that when we fold it back, it's going to be in the right position. So that's why I didn't want to start with it, because I didn't want to throw anybody.
Okay.
So let me just think, does it no, it doesn't overlap that way.
I'm so glad you have to do this as well.
Yeah, I have to think about it every single time. I'm just going to check.
No, you check.
In my head. Yeah, because that way is wrong. So it must be that way, isn't it? Oh.
Or you could just throw it on the floor.
Just throw it on the floor.
Whilst you work that out,
okay.
I'm going to go and look at some fabrics.
Thanks.
That's all right. Now, the bundle that Lucy has made, the actual one that her son wants, is this one. Here it is. It's huge, isn't it? You see, I think this is great. If you want to quilt for the boys, it's a perfect one. Absolutely perfect. So, lots of these in the baskets. Please do check out 1/2 metre of each of these fabrics here. So you're getting a whopping 7.5 metres. All of these. Love these colourways. And then you get 1 metre of your pistachio and 2 metres of your optical white, which is a lovely, bright, brilliant white. You get your thread and you get a creative grid, which you get to keep, which is fabulous. Now, the one that we're working with, and that's £71.99, the one that we're working with, is that still the most popular producible? Oh, if people check out, then the original version is the most popular. Interesting. If you want the sunrise, I'd say sunrise rather than autumn, because as Lucy said, there's no brown in it. That's tomorrow. Then, half a metre of each of these. You're still working it out, aren't you, Lucy? I can hear the clogs whirring from here. Clogs? Cogs.
Might be clogs, probably not clogs.
No. It's all going wrong. Right, you get a metre of damson, 2 metres of Christmas red. I saw a mouse where? There on the stair. Little mouse with clogs on. Right, next one is your... I really like the neutrals and the misty one. I think this might be my favourite colourway. Very limited though, we don't have a lot of this. Half a metre of each of these. Producible says this is more of a natural mountainscape. Now you've got a metre of chocolate coloured fabric, obviously, and then 2 metres of black. Yeah, there you go. Oh, now, that's over there, Producible, so we'll wander over there and get that. Batting is obviously one of those things, wadding, whichever way round you want to call it.
Yeah. Wadding.
Here it is.
I call it wadding.
It's because you're British.
There you go.
If you're American, you call it batting.
Batting.
The other one, yeah. This is your warm and natural. So warm and natural is predominantly cotton. I think it's something like 97% cotton. There's a tiny bit of polyester which just holds it all together. So warm and natural, it is £26.99, and this is your queen size. So this is 90 inches by 108 inches. Huge. But then so is the quilt.
It is.
If you need backing, Lucy, how much backing am I going to need?
Quite
a lot. 4.5 metres, isn't it?
Quite a lot.
Yes, that's quite a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
4.5 metres.
I pieced it. So the reason you want that much is so that you've got that length. Does it go across the middle? I'm trying to remember. Yes, it does. So I've done it so that you need long lengths, and then you just have one seam that runs across.
Oh, okay, cool.
The middle. It's just the easiest way of doing it. But you could, of course, piece a back if you wanted to do that. Right. Whatever way.
I've got options, just a few of you. Right, beige, £3.25. So you will need 9 units at £3.25. Still incredibly affordable. This one here is forest fruits. And again, all of these £3.25 per half a metre. It's making for a very affordable quilt here, isn't it?
It is. And really I have to say, I'm a big believer in using long lengths. Like, however, you know, as few seams as possible on the back, winning. So whatever's going to make it, you know, quick and easy for me to get to the quilting. So 2 long lengths, 1 seam. So you're reducing the bulk in it as well, makes it easier to quilt.
This is your ochre.
Oh, I love that colour.
Yeah, look great with the purples.
Yeah, I love that.
Bright yellow next.
That's what I put on the back of the mountains, bright yellow.
Oh, quick, hang on. Flash the back of your mountains at us.
Just to make it nice and... Oh, it
sounded wrong.
Very bright. But it's nice to have a contrast, I think, sometimes.
Absolutely. Because then, you know, you just fold a bit back and ta-da.
Yeah.
Now, blue, azure blue.
Nice.
Well, there you go. You see, pull it back, and then maybe you've got the ocean.
There you go.
Yeah.
All kinds of whimsy today.
Well, you know, why not? It's your fault. You set us off. And again, all of these £3.25 per half a metre. Right.
Okay.
What next, Luce?
So, brain fog, worked it out.
Oh, okay.
Creative Grids are far smarter than I am.
Okay, good.
And what they've done is where you've got that, the top bit is the same as a triangle. So you've got 1/4 inch, you know, you've got a little dog ear off the top. So that straight edge on the top section, you just are bringing that in slightly so that you've got the overlap. And what that means is when you fold it back, you're maintaining that 1/4 inch at the bottom.
So Creative Grids perfect.
Yeah, so
spot on
you'll
every
have an
time.
overlap here, but rather than whereas if you'd cut it by yourself without a ruler, you'd still have a point there. And it's just really nice to be able to see that, so it's very clear about where your sewing line is. So I'm going to start, and again, I'm not going to backstitch because I've got that small piece there.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to sew.
It gives me great confidence that you had to take a moment to work that out.
Yes.
And flip it over.
And I've done it several times.
Just a couple.
And still,
yeah, but that's
I
the
need
thing,
to
isn't
check.
it? We all get those little brain fogs, as you call them, or you know, those little moments where you go, which way round is that?
And also because you do have to think, when you come to put it at the side and you've got your binding, you're not actually cutting off a point, you're creating the point. So wherever it goes to, that's your point. So I would have started off with that section first. So done that angle first and then build up your triangles. And then you can keep adding to that. And then what you can do is, before you sew the rows together, you can trim that off so you're getting rid of any extra bits. But you just keep going and adding triangles, and you can make it however
huge you want it to be.
Huge you want it to be, and just keep sewing rows. So I'm going to move on to go a little bit further up. We've just climbed the mountain.
We're at base camp.
And we're going up to towards the top, and now we're going to do some of these sections, okay? So it's still nice to keep a contrast, I think. So I've got, you know, like the greys with the white.
Also, it gives you an idea of perspective using the greys at the top.
Yeah.
It's bluing, isn't it? That's why they call it in painting. The further you get away with your perspective, the more distance, the bluer. Because blue is it's on the spectrum, on the colour spectrum, blue is the last colour that you lose. So it's the colour that you see from furthest away.
Did not know that.
That's why my diving suits are all blue. So that if ever I get lost, there's the one colour that they can see the furthest away.
Remember that. I'm going on a ferry in the summer. I shall be wearing blue.
Blue!
And all my children will be dressed in blue. Everyone I know, blue.
It's just a thought.
I'm from Manchester. I was going to say something then and I shan't. Right. So now I'm going to so I've put these two together already.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to. I'm just going to show you what I'm doing.
Go on.
So these are going to be two here.
Right.
But I'm going to have them floating.
Right.
Okay. In between longer strips of fabric.
Okay.
So how do we do that? You might
I don't know.
me.
I'm hoping you know. Else we're in trouble.
So
we've got another 15 minutes.
Yeah, this is the easiest way to do it. Okay, and it is not difficult in any way, shape or form.
Okay.
It's very, very simple. So I'm just going to do exactly as I did for the triangles, and I'm going to cut a strip that is 8.5 inches. I'm actually going to cut 2.
You want me out the way, don't you?
Just a little bit,
Yeah,
sorry. So I'm going to cut 2 8.5-inch strips, okay? And this is where you'll want to use fabric you've got more of.
Right, I'm with you.
Although, having said that, you could stagger this as well. If you didn't want it all one colour.
Especially if you're doing a sunset.
You could, yes, absolutely,
nice.
Which would look beautiful. So I have my 2 pieces, and all I'm going to do is take the ruler. Can you guess what I'm going to do?
Just going to whop off one side, aren't you?
I'm just going to whop off one side.
Perfect.
So
and the Christmas red, you get 2 meters of, so you do get more of the Christmas red.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm just going to take that off, and that becomes that side.
Nice.
And then I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to cut it the opposite way.
Although it kind of doesn't matter because
you could just flip it over.
Yes, but only because it's a non-directional, double-sided fabric.
Yes.
Now, what is it? Red sky at night, shepherd's delight. Red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning.
Yes. Oh. Done it the wrong way, haven't I? Typical.
But it just goes to show that's the beauty of these fabrics put together on this.
Literally can't go wrong, she says. But you really can't. And whatever you've cut, so what I've got now is obviously very, very wide.
Long, yes.
But what I would do is I would do this. So I'm sewing this, I'll do it in a second, but sewing this the same way that I'm sewing the triangles. And then depending on the finished width of my quilt, I can cut this off to however I want it. Now, you may want to piece these and have the extra, but my tip would be, if you've worked out how you want it, do these top sections, and then some of this you can incorporate it so you can still cut triangles, because it's all the same width. You still could put triangles in.
Okay.
Or...
We've got 10 minutes.
Okay, where you might find you don't quite have the width.
Yes.
Can you see it?
Oh, there's a sneaky join.
There's a join there. So an extra bit that I've cut off, if I want to make the quilt even bigger and I haven't quite got enough, you may be able to just see that coming off the top of that triangle. There is a seam there. So I've joined 2 sections of white, but you would not know unless I pointed that out.
No, I've been looking at that all day and not seen it.
Yeah, so it's very, very simple to just piece in those sections. So the section I'm cutting off, I've said there's no waste, there really isn't. I either can put that higher up in the sky, if you will, or reposition that extra bit I cut off. Or if I am making a very big quilt, that's enough.
Yes.
You know, it might actually be I want it that wide, because because you've got that width of fabric. So, yeah, it's a bit go big or go home today, isn't it? We're doing it larger. So, you know, it is a bit sort of more fiddly because you're working with these larger sections, but the principle of it is exactly the same. And this is where the dog ears do come in really handy. So I can literally just match that up.
Yes.
There. And I've got that little extra bit on this end as well. And that's my guide for sewing the 1/4 inch.
Oh, now, Eileen asks a fabulous question. When you've layered and bound any beautiful quilt, how do you do the free motion through the tiny space in the machine? Thank you.
Okay. I'm not going to pretend it's the easiest thing to do. It's not the easiest thing to do. The hardest bit is that getting to the middle section.
Yes.
So here would be the hardest part.
Do you start with that and then fill?
Yes, always. So in the same way, however you're quilting, you always start in the centre.
Okay.
So that doesn't literally mean the centre. If I was doing a straight line across, I start at the edge, but I do the line in the centre and work outwards, okay? So when I was quilting this one, that's exactly where I started.
And then you get the hardest bit over.
Exactly, the hardest bit's over. So I bunch. So I just literally push all of the quilt into my machine. Now, this has got slightly extra width than a standard domestic machine, so I realise it's still difficult, but it is easier for me because I've got more room.
Yeah.
It's doable on a domestic machine.
Persevere,
yeah, and it's hard work. It's not, you know, it's quite a physical task, but it is doable.
Yeah.
And what you want to do is you want to squidge, literally, just push it all to the side and get yourself a nice flat area to work on. So you just need that much there. If you've got a quilting table, you can.
Almost just concentrate on that one triangle at a time.
Yes. I didn't use the quilting table for that.
Oh, didn't you?
No, I just worked on that one section at a time. And you just do that bit and then move on to the next.
Fab. Great question, Eileen, thank you. And it is one of those things that I think so many people have patchwork tops.
Yes.
I know I'm guilty of this. I've got a lot of patchwork tops ready to quilt.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
And I will at some point.
Well, it's not everybody's favourite bit, the quilting.
Do you sometimes find though that the bits that you didn't used to like, you then have to persevere with and learn, and it becomes your favourite bit?
Yeah, I didn't even used to like hand sewing.
What?
And I enjoy that now. I mean, it just, and you know, what you think about things changes. If you don't mind giving that a press.
I don't mind giving that a press.
The other thing I am going to say is larger quilts, even though they may be a bit more difficult to quilt.
Hang on, which side?
To the red, please. Even though it is a bit more difficult to quilt, actually, You don't notice mistakes as much as you might do on a smaller one. So it is really worth having a go, and don't be afraid of trying to do it. But so I know some people suggest rolling the quilt, but I find that very, very bulky. And I've rolled a quilt and had it up on my shoulder.
Like a parrot?
Yes, to try and get the thing through. And it's very heavy, and I wouldn't advise it. And also, you don't want a lot of the quilt hanging off. So you want to have a nice work surface where you've got a lot of room behind you, and then the quilt, you know, have the quilt on the table. So I quilt on my dining room table, and I just, you know, try to get it all laid out and pushed up in there as much as possible. So you just repeat that on the other side and just keep going. And then you sew the rows together, and there's no trick. Where did the other one go? The bit that I sewed.
Oh, that there.
Just shove it over here. So when your rows are all finished, you just want to straighten them off to remove any little points that you've got, and then you're going to piece them together. Now, you could stagger them completely, or you could, you know, line them up. Some are a bit staggered. It's really entirely up to you. But the nice thing about that is you don't necessarily need the precision.
Okay.
You know, when you're lining it up. So I actually think off-centering them can look really nice.
If you do things symmetrically, then the eye is drawn to any mistakes. And this was a great tip that someone once gave me. So if you stagger it and you make it irregular, the eye isn't looking for that regularity. Yeah. Whereas if you do this and you do it regularly, and then, you know, there's a bit of an oops, that's what your eye will see. Absolutely. And this is, you know, it's meant to be like a mountain. So you've got sections that come across, and I think that adds to it and gives it more of a geometric look as well. So don't feel you've got to match everything up as you're sewing. What you want to be careful of is not losing your points. Okay. So as you are pinning, and I do suggest pinning your rows together. Steady on, Lucy. You want to be checking that you've got that 1/4 inch. But the thing is, because of the creative grids and the fact that you've got that seam allowance sort of built in, helps. Honestly, you just sew the rows with a 1/4 inch seam. You can't go wrong. If you open it up and you've lost a point, just unpick that little section, reposition it, and sew over that one section. You don't need to unpick the whole row. It's right tools for the job. Creative grids are always the right tools for the job. The fact that you've got plain fabrics in here means that if you need to get to grips with triangles, this is a great way. There's no directional print. No. It doesn't matter which way you cut it. There will always be a right side. Perfect. Those are my colours. I love those colours. Pinks and perfect. Berries. Eileen says, both amazing. My message so slow, but very grateful for advice. Thank you again. Thank you, that's what we're here for. Thank you for messaging in. What am I referencing on the top of the quilt? Oh, just how big it is. There we go. It's huge. Yeah. and we're not short. Ideas of things that you could do. You mentioned like adventure and wandering. How lovely to applique a word onto here. So wander or adventure would just look lovely on there. There's so many ways that you could personalise this. Could you add applique details on? Yes, put a flag on it. That would be nice. Could I not just put a little skier hunched over coming down there? Yes, you could. Yes. But you can quilt things onto it, you can applique things onto it. There's lots of ways to personalise and make it your own. And so this is like a starting point. Yes. And from this, you take it to wherever you want to. But don't be afraid of triangles. You really can get a very dramatic look, and it's very, very simple. The thing is, once you've got used to working with these lovely big ones, then actually what you've got, you scale this down and you've got edges, you've got borders, you've got all sorts of other things. This is a skill that is transferable. You've got the ruler to keep, so you've then got all those different sizes that you can then use, transfer into other skills. You've started then your Creative Grids collection, which we would all recommend everybody has. Yeah. Lucy, fabulous. Now, you said go big or go home. We're not actually letting you go home. Oh, okay. I'm trapped. No, because you're back tomorrow. I am back. We'll let you leave the building as long as you come back tomorrow. What are you doing tomorrow? Tomorrow I'm doing my brown quilt. The brown quilt. It's not mine, but yeah, it's Pam and Nikki Lintop's brown quilt. Out of Desert Strips book. Yes. Yeah, which is a fabulous book. Loads of gorgeous patterns in there. So that's a really fun one to do. And I'm also doing something else. Quilts as you go, maybe? Yes, I am. Yes. I love that you're in the moment.
I know, but I'm really proud of that. I think it looks fantastic and a useful make as well. I mean, quilts are always useful.
Well, you should
know.
be proud of this as well, Lucy.
Yeah, I'm quite proud of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going over to show some fabric. This is what I do. Here we go. Now, the one that Lucy has made, if you want to have a quilt like Lucy has made, her son might be round. But yeah, to nick it, he likes it. Then you get your creative grid. You get that to keep. You are also going to get 1/2 metre of each of these fabrics. All of these, 7.5 metres of fabric in total here. And then when we get to here, you get 1 metre of pistachio, 1.5 metres? 1 metre of pistachio and 2 metres of your optical white. You do need to start checking out though. It is 1 P&P. All of that fabric coming to you for just £2.95. And anything else you've ordered today, making the most of our pre-cut 10% off deal that we've got today. Now, the quilt that Lucy has been demoing with, I like to call it the sunset quilt. We've called it autumn, but I see sunsets. Then again, ruler, thread, all in there. And then again, 1/2 metre of each of these until I get to the last two. So 1/2 metre, 1/2 metre. All of these. This is the most popular one at the moment. And then when I get to here, this is 1 metre of your damson, 2 metres of Christmas red. So you can get that real red sky. Fabulous. Now maybe you want, well, that's £71.49. 7.5 metre fabric and a creative grid and thread for £71.49. You know, the more I look at that, the more you have to really realise what great value that is. Superb, superb. Now, let's have a look. I think this is my favourite bundle with colour-wise. I just love these greys and the blues. There they are. And then you get down to your neutrals down here, because this is going to go anywhere, isn't it, with all of these neutral colours in. And then you get 1 metre of your chocolate and 2 metres of your black. It's going to give a very different look, that. Fabulous. And then you've got your thread and your creative grid. Now, not yours until you check out that basket. Please remember that. I think a lot of you think that if it's just sat in your basket, you're safe. Nah, someone could swoop in on the phones, pluck it from your basket and carry off your mountain. True. Now, let's have, what are we going to replay? Producer Paul? Oh, we'll have our replays. Oh, yes, going on. Yes. So you will see that he said we're going to replay something. What are we replaying? Oh, of course, it's the end of the 4 hours. So we will be replaying and you will be able to see again the fact that we have got 10% off pre-cuts. Now, we had loads of pre-cuts during our first hour this morning, our 8 o'clock hour, which is, if you're watching on repeat, is about to come around again. But that isn't just on the fabrics that were on the show. It's also on all of the pre-cuts on the website as well, which is fantastic. So make sure that you have a good look on the website, sewingquarter.com, because it's 10% off. In order to get that 10%, you need to use the code PRECUT. There you go. Now that finishes at 7:59 tomorrow, just in time for Mr. John Scott to take over. And here's what he's got coming up tomorrow. 8 a.m, 7th Heaven Quilt with Lucy Brennan. That's the one we've been looking at. Then 9 a.m, dressmaking with Julia Fallon. Oh, it's a 2-guest day. How very exciting. Then 10 a.m, Lucy's Quilt As You Go, which she's very proud of. And then 11 a.m. is Julia's Pinafore. Wonderful. So a little bit of something for everyone there. Brilliant. And that's coming up with John Scott tomorrow. Now, make the most of that deal. Check out those baskets. Don't miss out on anything. If you've got mountains in your basket, please check out. And you will get a mountain delivered to you for just £2.95. Can't say fairer than that. Do check out your basket as many times as you like. You're only going to pay 1 P&P per day. Have a wonderful time with John tomorrow. Lucy, thank you ever so much. I will see you all next week. Have a lovely rest of the day and a weekend. Bye-bye.
We have an exclusive offer for you today with 10% off all pre-cut fabric. From stunning design rolls to fat quarter packs, you can pick your favourite pre-cut fabric and receive 10% off with the code PRECUT. Delve into designer brands like Amy Butler, Anna Maria Horner and Tania Whelan, or simply finish off that project with a selection of pre-cut solids. But be quick, as this offer only lasts until 8 AM on the 20th of April. So why not stock up those pre-cut treats you've been meaning to buy and enjoy 10% off today with the discount code PRECUT.